www.eagle1023.com. Be sure, if you subscribe, to do it through the school's page, so you'll be watching as a portion of the subscription will go to that school. With that being said, Andrew, we'll take a break. We'll come back. We'll talk a little bit about the Callaway-Columbus game last Thursday night. We'll get into some of the stuff about Upson Lee, and as we get closer to kickoff. This is Callaway Cavalier football on the Eagle Sports Network.
Have you gotten your flu shot? Now is the time. Holmes Pharmacy is the place to get your flu shot. And if you have insurance, it could be free. So don't wait. Drive right up to Holmes Pharmacy and get your flu shot today at Commerce Avenue in LaGrange or in Hamilton. And if your doctor feels you need a high-dose flu shot, Holmes Pharmacy has you covered.
Hi, I'm Perry Prather, pharmacist at Holmes Pharmacy. So drop by Commerce Avenue in LaGrange, Georgia. We have your flu shot ready. So come see me or any of my fine staff at Holmes Pharmacy today.
There's a secret to beating injuries or ailments. Get the right team. Emory Southern Orthopedics' well-trained, experienced doctors, nurses, and staff are that team. These teammates listen and understand your specific condition and provide high-quality hometown care that will get you back into your game. For more information about Emory Southern Orthopedics team, visit www.southernorthopedics.com. First down and goal to go. In the game of football, it takes the skill and effort of a team to reach the goal line. At Commercial Bank and Trust, we know it takes the same kind of teamwork to help you reach your goals of financial security. That's why we offer a team of professionals who are dedicated to providing effective game-winning financial solutions. You'll get the expertise you need from the people you know and trust. Touchdown! Commercial Bank and Trust, a division of Synovus Bank.
The action continues now with more Callaway Cavalier football on Eagle Sports, WLAG 96.9 FM, 1240 AM, and online at eagle1023.com.
All right, guys, back here live at Callaway Stadium. Callaway Cavaliers taking on the Upson Lee Knights tonight. Kickoff about 26 minutes away. Andrew, last week on Thursday we went down to Columbus. It was a school night.
Yeah.
The kids had been off for 13 days. We went up against that wing tee offense. A lot of chop blocks, a lot of cut blocks.
Yep.
We got out of there with a 28-7 win. You know, Braylon Sanders did his thing. DJ did his thing. Dylan did, a real good job of not making any, critical mistakes, kind of managing the game.
Yeah.
Making plays when we had to. And, we talked about it was kind of like they were just sluggish the whole game. And, I said it had a lot to do with the 13 days off and that type of offense we had to play.
Yeah, when you're off for that long, it's easy to get a little rusty or something, and you could tell early in that game that offense was it's just so hard to prepare for and stop. It's like we talked about last week. You got a dive man, a pitch man, and then you got the quarterback who can run, and then you can also pass out of that. So there's four things you can do out of one play, and it's just so hard to prepare for. And I thought we did a really great job, especially coming out of halftime, really shutting that down. And it took us a solid 2 quarters to adjust to it.
And you mentioned to me earlier that this Upson Lee team held that same Columbus team to minus 4 yards in the first half, and then they only gave up 4 yards the second half.
Yeah.
4 yards of total offense.
Yeah. This Upson Lee defense they thrive in run defense. They're a little suspect in the secondary, but man, that run defense they have is unreal right now. And it's led by linebackers Jaden Barron, Omar Johnson, and LaXavier Moore, all guys that are huge impact players for Upson Lee. So to see what Columbus's offense can do and how well they shut that down, we're really, really going to have to be on the ball today with our blocks, making sure we're hitting the hole, making sure that everyone does their job to be able to move the ball on the ground against this defense.
I agree. You told me that you remember playing these guys in middle school.
Yeah, a long time ago.
This is the first meeting between the two high school programs. And, they're coming out of Region 2 4A. They're over there in the region with Howard, Mary Persons, Perry, Spalding, and West Lawrence. So that's a tough region over there.
Yeah, tough region. You know, and you know, they've played a tough non-region schedule up until, you know, now. I mean, they've played, you know, they opened with Shaw, was able to that was a rematch of a state title game about a decade ago. So it was Upson Lee, I think it was their first win over Shaw, 23-13, and then week 2 they shut out Columbus. You know, 20-zip, gave up those negative 4 yards in the first half, and then last week, I mean, they ran into a buzzsaw at Griffin, but who hasn't run into a buzzsaw at Griffin? So last week we'll kind of put a little asterisk by that, you know, that 53-7 loss, because I mean they've crushed everyone they've played.
And this is another example of Coach Wiggins going out there and playing, you know, a bigger school, a bigger program. You mentioned the numbers. You know, it looks like they've got, you know, a few more kids than we've got.
Yep.
Looks like they're going to travel well. So, I mean, this is going to be great. We've got 2 teams out here. Both fan bases real passionate about their team.
Yeah.
Both coaching staffs doing a great job. So this ought to be a lot of fun here tonight.
Yeah, great. It's going to be a great atmosphere. You know, and from coaching baseball, like I have with the rec department, I mean, our 2 towns play each other all the time in the postseason. You know, LaGrange, Troup County is always playing Thomaston or out in that area, Griffin area. And so, you know, it's almost like we're kind of like natural rivals, and it's just I'm kind of shocked it took this long for us to finally play in a football game, but I'm glad it's finally here, and, man, it should be a huge atmosphere tonight.
I agree with that. We got about 22 minutes before we kick it off. We'll take another break. We'll come back, and we'll get into this a little bit deeper about what we think Upson Lee might do offensively, defensively. And then, you know, we'll touch up on the Cavaliers.
Yes, sir.
You're listening to Callaway Cavalier Football on the Eagle Sports Network.
Introducing the most valuable provider, your nationally ranked WellStar West Georgia Medical Center. Ranked a top 100 large community hospital by Truven Health Analytics. Named a top 100 great community hospital by Becker's Hospital Review. Excellence and patient safety by CareChecks. WellStar West Georgia Medical Center. Award-winning healthcare right here in LaGrange. To learn more, visit wellstar.org/WGMC. We believe in life well lived.
Deciding to sell or buy a home is a big step. To make sure it's a step in the right direction, choose the person best qualified to handle your real estate needs. Joel and Rob Upchurch have been breaking sales records every year since 1997. They truly are the real estate leaders in West Georgia. So take a step in the right direction. Contact Joel or Rob Upchurch at RE/MAX Results, because they are dedicated to results and converting transactions into relationships.
Hi friends, just like to hear with Kia of LaGrange. Our game plan is set and our 16 model Kia's got to go to make room for the 17 models that are arriving daily. This means extra savings for you for all our 16 models. Right now you can take home a 16 Kia Optima LX for as low as $19,900. With prices like this, they won't last long. Hurry to 1217 Lafayette Parkway and let our star savings team help you get in the Kia of your dreams. Check us out online at KiaofLaGrange.com to help support your local economy.
Price plus tax, tag, and title. Stock number 19112.
You're listening to Eagle Sports, WLAG 96.9 FM, 1240 AM, and online at eagle1023.com. Now back to the field for more Callaway Cavalier football.
All right. Back here at Callaway Stadium, getting ready to kick off between your Callaway Cavaliers and the Upson Lee Knights. Andrew, like you mentioned about Coach Parks, Coach Tommy Parks, been at Harris County for a long, long time, like spent 10 years over there. He's come back to the school that he graduated from, where he played. So right off the bat, you know, that tells me right there, this guy, you know,
he cares.
It means this is definitely something special to him, right?
Yeah, it's huge when you come home, you know, and play for a team that you won a championship with too, you know, and it's kind of, you know, the reason he came home was to restore them to that former glory that they saw in their past, and they want to get back to that. So he's on his way. I mean, like I said, 17-7 since 2014, good for 71% of win percentage, so not a bad start. So, you know, we'll get into their offense a little bit. You know, this season, you know, that Griffin game really kind of skews this a little bit. They're averaging about 17 points a game offensively.
There's a secret
They
to
run
beating
that
injuries or
RPO.
illness. Get the right team. Emory Southern Orthopedics, well-trained, experienced doctors, nurses, and staff are that team. These teammates listen and understand your specific condition and provide high-quality hometown care that will get you back into your game. For more information about Emory Southern Orthopedics team, visit www.southernorthopedics.com.
You're listening to Eagle Sports, WLAG 96.9 FM, 1240 AM, and online at eagle1023.com. The action continues now with more Callaway Cavalier football.
All right, guys, back here at Callaway Stadium. Andrew, you mentioned the points scored versus the points allowed, and
Right.
you look at their record: 2 wins, 1 losses, 2 big wins, 1 big loss, and like you said, that 17 yards or 17 points a game on offense versus the defense giving up 22 a game. That doesn't do this team justice, obviously.
No, I mean, like I said, that Griffin game really kind of skews things. And, if you take that game away, Upson Lee averages about 21.5 points, 22 points a game. Defensively, with the Griffin game, they're allowing 22 points a game. But if you take that away, they're allowing 6 points a game. So, I don't feel like that Griffin game was a true showing of this Upson Lee football team. And I feel like we're going to see that team that beat Shaw and beat Columbus tonight. We're going to see that team on the field. Especially when you get beat like that, you're going to come back and want to prove something. So I look for them to get after it tonight.
Right. Offensively, some of the things that they'll throw out there at us, they want to control the line of scrimmage.
Yes.
Obviously, every coach wants to.
Mm-hmm.
In a situation like down at Columbus,
Yeah.
when you just realize you might not have the right kids and you might not have the depth to be able to come in and play against some of these teams and block some of these defensive linemen, they have to do things to adjust. But Upson Lee obviously has, the kids, the depth, and the talent to dominate the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, they're a 4A school, and unlike last week, we'll see the depth of a 4A school tonight. They're going to have a lot of guys that can go, so that's going to be a factor. Offensively, they run what's called a RPO, run pass option. It's that zone read look where you can give it to your tailback or you can pull it, throw it downfield to your wide receiver. So, and they got a great trigger man to get that job done. Senior quarterback Kalen Puckett. He's also you can tell how good of an arm he's got. He's committed to Georgia State to play baseball too. So he can throw it around the yard.
Okay. I see here he's got 25 career touchdown passes at Upson Lee. That's a school record.
Yeah, 25 career touchdown passes. Now, they don't throw often, but when they do, that's a big play because they rely so heavily on that running game. But, he's the catalyst for their offense. He's very good in that RPO look. He's a 4-year starter. He also, he's compared to a lot to our own Dylan Johnson with his athleticism. He's not the biggest guy in the world, but he's perfect for that offense.
Okay.
And just like Dylan is for us. So that's somebody who's going to have the ball in their hand every play tonight on offense, and it's somebody we're really going to have to contain.
And they obviously can run the ball well.
Yeah.
Who's leading that for them?
Running back, their starter was injured earlier in the year, so they've relied heavily on sophomore Damon Thomas to step in. Against Columbus, we'll just go back to a game where their offense was clicking. Against Columbus, he had 23 carries for 198 yards and 2 TDs, so that's not bad for a sophomore. He's really getting after it. Hard, physical runner, downhill guy, can catch the ball. So that's somebody we're going to really keep an eye on. And they also got a wide receiver by the name of Kenny Richardson, Jr. Guy's a huge deep threat for them in that Columbus game. He also had 5 catches for around 80 yards and a touchdown. So, that guy can get after it too. So lots of ways they can hurt you with that RPO offense.
All right, and defensively, they're going to come out base 4-4-3. I'm sure they'll give us multiple looks, and they're going to be real physical on defense. They've got Jaden Barron, the outside linebacker, that's a junior.
Yeah,
he's kind of the leader of that defense. The anchor of that defense.
Yeah,
and he is 6'2", 238 pounds. Andrew.
Yeah, he's a big guy. He really does a good job of playing downhill. So got to look after him.
Omar Johnson, also outside linebacker. Senior, he had an interception versus Shaw.
Right.
He's second team All-Region last year. So, they've got some guys that can, get on the younger people when things aren't going good, and that's really what you want to have.
Yeah, they got good senior leadership for sure.
All right, well, let's take a quick break right now while we're doing the Pledge of Allegiance. This is Callaway Cavalier Football on the Eagle Sports Network.
In the game of football, it takes the skill and effort of a team to reach the goal line. At Commercial Bank and Trust, we know it takes the same kind of teamwork to help you reach the goal of financial security. That's why we offer a team of professionals who are dedicated to providing effective game-winning financial solutions. You'll get the expertise you need from people you know and trust. Commercial Bank and Trust, a division of the Synovus Bank, member FDIC.
State Farm, this is Gwen.
Salutations, Gwen. I have car insurance, but I want to protect the rest of the stuff in my apartment. Some of my action figures were ruined recently.
We can add a renter's policy. For the cost of one action figure, we can protect your entire army of action figures against fire, theft, burst pipes.
Great! You have no idea how hard it is untangling wet alien hair.
Add renter's insurance to your auto policy and get to a better state. State Farm.
For a money-saving way to protect your possessions, call Agent Matt Orr on the square in downtown LaGrange. Have you gotten your flu shot? Now is the time. Holmes Pharmacy is the place to get your flu shot. And if you have insurance, it could be free. So don't wait. Drive right up to Holmes Pharmacy and get your flu shot today at Commerce Avenue in LaGrange or in Hamilton. And if your doctor feels you need a high-dose flu shot, Holmes Pharmacy has you covered.
Hi, I'm Perry Prather, pharmacist at Holmes Pharmacy. So drop by Commerce Avenue in LaGrange, Georgia. We have your flu shot ready. So come see me or any of my fine staff at Holmes Pharmacy today.
Hi, friends. Just like to hear with Kia of LaGrange. Our game plan is set and our 16 model Kia's got to go to make room for the 17 models that are arriving daily. This means extra savings for you for all our 16 models. Right now, you can take home a 16 Kia Optima LX for as low as $19,900. With prices like this, they won't last long. Hurry to 1217 Lafayette Parkway and let our star savings team help you get in the Kia of your dreams. Check us out online at KiaofLaGrange.com to help support your local economy.
Price plus tax, tag, and title. Stock number 19112.
Now back to more Callaway Cavalier football on Eagle Sports, WLAG 96.9 FM, 1240 AM, and online at eagle1023.com.
All right, guys, back here live at Callaway Stadium. Andrew, I was looking around trying to find out where that voice was coming from. Man, she did an amazing job singing the national anthem right there, and it was one of the Callaway High School cheerleaders.
Yeah, she did a great job singing the national anthem, so hats off to her. Great job, especially for coming up and kind of on the spot doing that. So, I mean, she did an amazing job.
All right, guys, we've got about 10 minutes to kick off. Let's get over to the Callaway side of things. Like we mentioned before, Andrew, we went down to Columbus last week, 28-7. Wasn't our best game. Like I mentioned, I thought it looked sluggish.
Yeah.
I don't know that the guys, I'm not going to say they weren't motivated. I know they were motivated. It was a football game, and anybody that's competitive is going to be motivated. But I feel like they'll probably take it to the next level as far as the intensity tonight.
Yeah, and I've been there before. I mean, when I played baseball, that 2-hour drive to Macon County, you know what's coming. You're going to get your 2 run rules and go home. And
nobody wants to get up and go to school.
No, not at all. So, you went down there. I think we all knew we were going to come away with the victory if we did what we needed to do, and we did. We made some plays. We won the football game, but I think overall we're going to see a little bit more focused football team tonight.
All right, we talked about Upson Lee and what their offense averages a game, what their defense averages. Their offense was at 17. Their defense is giving up 22.
Yep.
Now, to put that in comparison, Callaway their offense is averaging 36 a game.
Yeah.
And their defense is allowing 14 a game.
Yeah.
And that's a good balance. That's a good number to be at right there.
Yeah, we have one of the best margin of victory differentials in the state in AA as far as margin of defeat and how many points we win by. To put it in layman's terms.
And a lot of that's, from some of these key players for Callaway.
Yeah. Dylan this year, I mean, he's got 5 touchdown passes. He's got 3 rushing TDs, and he's even caught a touchdown pass. He caught that one against Hanley to help us get back in that game. So, that's Mr. Do-It-All at quarterback. And then how about DJ Atkins, the transfer? He's had 57 carries for 441 yards and 3 touchdowns. And so he's averaging about 147 yards a game, and he's averaging 7.5 yards a carry. 7.5 yards a carry. So we know pretty much if he gets the ball, we almost got a first down every time he touches the football. So that's great stuff. And then Braylon Sanders got 4 receiving touchdowns, and he's also passed for 1 this year on that trick play to Dylan. So, he's done big things for us. And in DQ, DQ's been huge in the passing game for us, had that big touchdown to kind of, blow out LaGrange, that last TD to kind of just put the stamp on everything. So, good stuff from our skill guys.
Yes, you mentioned DJ Atkins, and, man, he's been a blessing this year for the Cavaliers.
Yes.
And he earned all my respect at that Hanley game. He got a little banged up there early on, but, man, he fought through it, and he came back, in that second half, and he had some huge runs for us in that game. And, you remember how physical that Hanley defense was. They were hitting him.
Yeah.
And he kept going in there for more.
Yeah, he took some shots, and when you look at DJ, he doesn't look like your prototypical, tailback that's going to line up behind the fullback and run downhill. He looks more of a guy that wants to get on the outside. But, man, he can put his nose down and get those hard yards. And like you said, against Hanley 3 weeks ago, man, he really, really came on strong in that game. It was one of the big reasons we came back and actually won that football game. So, and while we're talking about tailbacks, too, let's not forget the contributions of young Cartavius Bigsby, too. When Cartavius comes in the game, he really is a load to stop.
I agree. Defensively, the Hanley game, defense gave up 28 points.
Yep.
Hanley had a really good quarterback. They had some guys that could catch a football also.
Yeah.
And they took advantage of some of the soft spots in our secondary. That's helped that 14 points a game that our defense has allowed.
Yeah.
Be what what it is, 14 points. Because if you take some of those points away, Callaway only gave up a touchdown to LaGrange and a touchdown to Columbus. So defensively, these guys are flying around. They're getting to the football, and they're getting to the football in a hurry.
Yeah, and it's like Coach Hubbard was talking about this week in the paper. He's really proud of this defense and how aggressive they are, and how they do. They fly around to the football, they make plays, and it seems like every time we need a play, we need something to go happen, it starts with that defense, getting us back in that football game. There was a lot of sketchy moments in that Hanley game, and it was the defense that got us back in that football game. And it was a sluggish start to that Columbus game, and it was the defense that came out in that second half and really just shut down Columbus and allowed our offense to kind of get in a rhythm. So hats off to Coach Hubbard and the way the job he's done this year with our defense.
Yeah, I've been really impressed with all those kids on the defense. Some of them, Michael Freeman, the senior linebacker, he's kind of the captain out there. Keegan Woods, Dominique Copeland, MJ Robertson.
Yeah. Doing good stuff.
LaShawn Terrell.
Yeah, LaShawn. Yeah, we got to give LaShawn a shout out, man. That kid's all over the place. And, also hats off to MJ, man. He got an offer to Clemson this week.
That is big time.
And he's a freshman. So, that's huge for MJ. So, hats off to Mr. Robertson. Glad to have you at Callaway.
Right. Obviously, you went above and beyond again on some stats and everything, Andrew, and I certainly appreciate that every week. I would love to do it, man. I've got 3 kids. We've got football. We've got tumbling. So my week is long enough that it works out great that you're able to dig some of this stuff up, man. I surely appreciate it.
Hey, it's no problem. It's sometimes a little difficult to dig up stuff, but it comes in handy when you got a lot of friends in media that can help you pull up this stuff. So.
And I see your keys of victory here for Callaway. Hold on to the football, no turnovers. Do what you do, run the football, get your playmakers the ball. Obviously, we want to be physical. And touch on what you've got right there. You say don't fall asleep. Explain to them what you mean when you say that.
Don't fall asleep, is what we saw us do against Columbus. We came out, took the lead, and it seemed to take us a long time to find that spark. Some teams find it in games where they're a heavy favorite or they've overmatched their opponent. It's just really hard to find that, momentum and just put them away. And that's what I'm talking about. Don't fall asleep. Is don't be content. If we go out and go up 7 on Upson Lee, don't stop. Put the pedal to the metal, put your foot on their throat when they're down, and finish it. And that's kind of what we're talking about. Don't fall asleep.
All right, we've got the captains coming out on the field now. So we're getting pretty close, Andrew. Looks like maybe 3.5 minutes till we kick this thing off.
Yep.
Guys, you're listening to Callaway Cavalier Football on the Eagle Sports Network.
When my car has problems, I need to have it fixed quickly, correctly, and cost-effectively. I don't have time, money, or patience to take it to a shop more than once, so I count on
Start with the baseball scoreboard. Already 2 runs in the first and 2 runs in the second for Tampa Bay. They lead the Orioles heading to the bottom of the second in Baltimore 4-0. Evan Longoria has a home run, his 34th of the season. Bottom of the first in Cleveland. Indians still batting. They've got a 2-0 lead on the Tigers. Yankees and Red Sox are in the bottom of the first at Fenway. Boston has a 1-0 lead.
Now back to the field for more Callaway Cavalier football on Eagle Sports, WLAG 96.9 FM, 1240 AM, and online at eagle1023.com.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're back here live at Callaway Stadium. We had some technical difficulties right there. Callaway kicked off to Upson Lee after about a 20-yard return from Laquavius Battle and 3 running plays. Brought up a big 4th down and 1, and it looks like the big fullback, number 33, Raekwon King, fell forward there for about 4 yards off the left side. Good enough for a first down, Andrew.
Yeah, they've come out in a no-huddle look with the run-pass option. They look just like LaGrange. We've seen this offense before. They kind of a 3-yard offense, 3-yard, first down. So good start for Upson Lee.
All right, here's 1st and 10 from the 47.
Good
Puggett's going to keep it and try to come around the left end. But no gain right there, led by Keegan Woods in there on the play.
Yeah, great job. The quarterback kept it right there, ran around left end, and he was able to get chased down by the defensive end, Keegan Woods. So good containment.
All right, that'll bring up a 2nd and 10 for Upson Lee on their own 47-yard line. About 9.5 minutes to go here in the first quarter.
Yeah,
again, Puckett working out of the shotgun.
And Rob Upchurch have been breaking sales records every year since 1997.
Good play. Oh, good.
In the backfield, number 21, Jonathan Leonard.
Rob Upchurch has rematched results because they are dedicated to results and converting transactions into relationships.
The action continues now with more Callaway Cavalier football on Eagle Sports, WLAG 96.9 FM, 1240 AM, and online at Eagle 10.
All right, guys, we're back here live. We're trying to get this figured out. Big 3rd and 12 right here. Looks like a quick screen out to the
he's
running
got
back
first
in the
down.
flats.
He may have a holding.
Thank goodness for that holding call right there because number 10, Damon Thomas, just went out in the flats, and he was wide open.
Yeah, it was a shotgun, and they had twins on both sides, running back to the right, and they threw a little flare pass out in the flat, and no one was there. And he gained about 20 yards, but I think there was a hold, so that's going to come back and bring up a 3rd and very long for Upson Lee.
All right, that's going to back them up. Looks like about on their own 43-yard line, going to bring up 3rd down.
Yeah.
And about 14 to go here, Andrew.
Yeah,
big play right here early on.
Yeah, big 3rd down. We kind of struggled in this last week against Columbus with 3rd and long, so let's see if they've worked on that this week in practice.
All right, twin look. They bring a guy in motion, then a quick screen out to the right side. Michael Freeman
Good job.
read it beautifully.
Good job.
And they're only going to get about 2 yards right there. Great job by Michael Freeman right there, Andrew.
Yeah, great pursuit. They ran a fake zip jet sweep to the left and came back and threw a bubble screen to the right. And a great job by the defense staying at home and reading that play.
You could tell that was something that Michael had seen on the film and they'd been working on.
Yeah, he definitely did his homework this week. So good stand by the Callaway defense.
All right, 4th and 10 now. Ball on about the 47-yard line.
We're in trouble, and here you are.
Puggett's going to drop back and punt for Upson Lee. There's a punt, end over end. Bounces down to about the 15, 16-yard line.
One of the 18,000 neighborhoods.
Actually, it's going to rest on the 15, so your Cavaliers are going to come out and take over on the 15-yard line.
Get to a better state.
Well, their first possession, Andrew, they had 2 pretty explosive plays. One called back on the holding.
Yeah, they did a good job. And one thing I failed to mention, last week against Griffin, they had 2 touchdowns called back early. They jumped out 14-0 on Griffin, and they both got called back. So it's explosive offense. Good job by Callaway's defense to come out and shut them down right there.
All right, here comes your Cavaliers. Dylan under center. He's going to hand off to DJ. DJ's going to come right up the middle with it. He's got a big hole.
He's got a huge
around
hole.
One man.
Keep on going.
Makes the linebacker miss. He's going across the 50.
Huge
down around
play.
the 40-yard line. DJ Atkins right off the bat with about a 38-yard run.
So we got more yards on one play than Columbus had the whole game right there.
And that was just right in between the guard and tackle.
Yeah,
Andrew.
great job. A little ISO play up the middle, fullback lead, and DJ was able to pick up, nice spin move he made at the 40-yard line. So huge run by Callaway. Great start.
All right, 1st and 10 now inside of Upson Lee territory around the 41-yard line. I formation, Dillon under center again. He's going to take the handoff again, hand it to DJ. He makes one guy miss at the line and gets about 1 or 2 yards right there off of the right side.
Yeah, he did a great job right there. Didn't have much room to go, but made some moves and was able to pick up about 3 yards. So good move there by DJ.
All right, so a good start here by the Cavalier offense. 2nd down and about 7 to go. Ball on the 38-yard line of Upson Lee. About 7 minutes to go here in the first quarter. Callaway driving. Again, Dillon under center. I formation. Got twins left.
Doctors, nurses,
looks like Braylon's in the slot. There's a snap. There's a fake. Dillon's going to roll to his left. He's trying to throw it. He gets it off, and it's intercepted. And he's tackled around the 35-yard line. That was number 48 right there. Keelan Woodard on the interception. Looked like Dillon was kind of caught between just going down and trying to get the pass off. And
he knows he should have just taken the sack there. He's on the sideline talking to Coach Napier about it. Yeah, he knows he's kind of trying to make a play there, and the smart thing to do is to take a sack, but he tried to make a play and he threw it right into the linebacker's mitt. So got to be a little bit smarter than that, but it's okay. We'll shake it off. Got to go play defense now.
All right, tough break there for the Cavaliers. Defense back out on the field. Upson Lee's ball on their own 36-yard line. 6:47 to go here in the first quarter. Puckett again working out of the shotgun. Looks like a twin look. Brings it number 5
Jet
in
sweep.
motion.
Good play in the backfield.
That's why Quavius battle right there in motion, and he looks like LaShawn Terrell's not going to have none of that as he comes across and gets a negative play right there.
They ran a jet sweep to the right side, and LaShawn did a great job coming from his defensive end position. He chased him down from behind, so that shows you the speed of LaShawn right there. So great job. Got him in 2nd and long right here.
All right, again, Puckett backs up out of the shotgun. Looks like trips to the left. Here's the shotgun snap. He's going to roll to his left.
Good block.
Looking for a man down the field. Throws it. Good play right there by number 5 for Callaway. And that's Courtney Williams. He timed that just right.
Yeah, Courtney Williams has done a great job this season, too, playing defensive back. And he timed that little out route perfectly, laid out, knocked to the ground. So it brings up another 3rd and long for Upson Lee.
All right. 3rd down, about 16 yards to go right here. Ball on the Upson Lee 30. So Callaway with a chance to get good field position again. Puckett out of the shotgun. His tailback, Ty Montfort, stands to his left. Again, they bring the guy in motion across the field. Again, Puckett rolls out. Can't get hooked up with his tailback. Looking for a little screen in the flats. Incomplete. Good job, Callaway defense.
Yeah, we've done a great job these first 2 series of forcing them into negative yardage plays, getting them in 3rd and longs, and getting them off the field. So defense coming out of the gates early, shutting them down. So that's a good sight to see.
All right, looks like Puckett, the senior quarterback, is going to drop back to punt now for Upson Lee. He's standing around the 18-yard line.
His first punt was pretty good.
Ball snapped from about the 30. Braylon back deep. There's the punt, and he shanks it over towards the right, out of bounds. This is going to be good field position. Looks like it's going to be inside of Upson Lee territory, Andrew.
Yeah, I think they're going to mark it about the 47. Oh, wow. Never mind, Shane. They're marking it out at the 40-yard line, so it must have went out a lot earlier than we could tell over here. So Callaway right back where they started before they threw that pick. Let's see Dillon come out and be a little bit more careful with that football.
All right, they're going to mark it exactly on the 41. Well, on the 40 of Upson Lee. Going to bring up 1st and 10. Again, I formation look. Big Jabril Jackson at the fullback. DJ at the tailback. Now they bring a tight end to the right side. And there's the pitch out to DJ around the right end. He's got a big lane to go through right there. He's got to make one guy miss. He's down around the 3-yard line, Andrew. Another big, huge run by DJ Atkins.
Golly, nice run right there. So, if my math is correct, he's already got 80 yards on 3 carries.
Yeah, he's got to be right there at it. So another huge run by DJ puts the Cavaliers down on the 3-yard line, 1st and goal, Andrew. 5:47 to go here in the first
we've
quarter.
done a great job coming out and establishing the run game against this stout run defense of Upson Lee. So great job by Coach Napier mixing it up right here.
You like the fullback here, Andrew? All
Or
right,
they
we're
can
going to
just
give it
give
to
the
DJ
tailback
around the right
for a
side. He
touchdown.
finds a hole.
Nice.
It's going to be hard to keep him from getting 3 yards.
Oh.
Touchdown, Callaway Cavaliers.
Yeah, great job right there by DJ. Little I formation, follow that fullback, and was able to muscle his way for another touchdown. So great drive by DJ. 6-0 Callaway.
All right, Cavaliers on top. 6-0 right now, waiting on the extra point. Waiting on Noah Stevens coming in to kick this extra point. Dylan to hold. Keegan in to snap. Good start right there by the Cavaliers.
Yeah, anytime you can come and run 4 running plays and average 21 yards a carry, that's an excellent start.
Snap, hold, kick. It's up, and it's good. 7-0, Cavaliers on top. Andrew, aside from the turnover right there, you couldn't ask for a better start by this Cavalier offense.
Yeah.
And especially DJ Atkins. Man, he is quick.
Yeah, great start. We really did a good job last week of featuring him in the offense. He's been featured, but he's also, there's been times where we couldn't run the football every play, like against Hanley and stuff like that. So great to see DJ get the ball back, putting it in his belly. And, man, he's made some plays, and they give all the credit to that offensive line, opening up some big holes for him to run through.
All right, we'll take a quick break. This is Callaway Cavalier Football on the Eagle Sports Network.
Have you gotten your flu shot? Now is the time. Holmes Pharmacy is the place to get your flu shot. And if you have insurance, it could be free. So don't wait. Drive right up to Holmes Pharmacy and get your flu shot today at Commerce Avenue in LaGrange or in Hamilton. And if your doctor feels you need a high-dose flu shot, Holmes Pharmacy has you covered.
Hi, I'm Perry Prather, pharmacist at Holmes Pharmacy. So drop by Commerce Avenue in LaGrange, Georgia. We have your flu shot ready. So come see me or any of my fine staff at Holmes Pharmacy today.
You're listening to Eagle Sports, WLAG 96.9 FM, 1240 AM, and online at eagle1023.com. The action continues now with more Callaway Cavalier football.
All right, Andrew, there's the kick from Noah, taken down around the 10-yard line by number 11, Kenny Richardson.
Yeah, he's got speed. Good pursuit by our kickoff team, though.
Great job right there, guys, staying in their lane. Looks like he gets up to about the 25-yard line.
Yeah, we did a little pooch kick. He took it about the 18, danced around a little bit. We were able to drag him back down about the 25, like you said, and, backing him up a little bit.
All right. Upson Lee is going to take over 1st and 10. Ball is right on about the 25.5-yard line. Andrew, defense is flying around, all 11 guys chasing the football. Man, that's good. That's good to see.
Yeah, it's good to see them making plays in the backfield, especially with them running this spread look where they're trying to get you to spread out so there's more room to run the football. So that shows you that Callaway's winning the line of scrimmage battle right now.
All right, again, the twin look, and they're going to just hand it off up the middle, and there's no room right there. That left side of that defensive line doing a great job of not only penetrating their offense, but getting their linemen off of them where they can find the football.
Yeah, Jonathan Leonard with another tackle, and he leads Callaway's defense with tackles. So, that guy is really active from his linebacker position.
All right, here we go. 2nd down at about 8. Again, shotgun look, and they're going to hand it off to the tailback. And
no gain. No.
Who is that there? That's number 51 right there for Callaway, and that's Thomas Hodge. On the play.
Yeah, great job by Thomas right there to come in and wrap up and wait for the cavalry to get there.
Maybe a yard, maybe 2.
Yeah, it brings up about a third of manageable. 3rd and 5, but this is where that quarterback for Upson Lee, Kalen Puckett, can be dangerous right here because he can run and pass.
Yeah, like you mentioned earlier, this is a lot like having Dylan back there. They got the run-pass option. So here's another twin look. They bring one guy in motion, hand it off on the jet sweep.
They blocked it well.
He gets around to the right side, but here comes the Callaway Cavalier cornerback. And is that Copeland over there?
I think that was Copeland. Great season, man. He's had such a good season this year. And
what a great job right there, getting off the block and finding the football and making a tackle.
Let's see. The big question here is I think they're going to punt. I thought they were thinking about going for it. I was like, I don't know about that. You're on your own 34-yard line.
Yeah, he first took that jet sweep, and it looked like he was going to get it.
Yeah, the blocking was there.
Man, Copeland came up and made a great play.
Yeah, he beat his block and was able to – because there was a lot of room for him, but thankfully Copeland was able to beat his block and wrap up and make a tackle for minimal gain.
All right, Puckett's going to drop back and kick for Upson Lee. He's going to punt the ball down here to Braylon. Let's see if Braylon can get on the ball. This is a good one here. He can probably return, Andrew.
Yep.
He takes it around the 26, makes a cut.
Oh, wow.
Makes one guy miss, and just nowhere to go right there.
Yeah, he danced and danced, and there's just nowhere else to go. So did the smart thing, just went down, 1st and 10 from the 30.
All right, so a good job right there, Braylon catching the ball, not letting that bounce, because that one looked like it probably would have bounced, at least down around the 10-yard line probably.
Yeah, and that's a big weapon right there. If you have a punt returner with confidence, someone who can go back there and, may not return it every time, but at least catch that ball and make sure it doesn't roll back, giving your offense worse field position.
All right, so 1st and 10 for the Cavaliers. Ball on about the 28-yard line. 3:34 to go here in the first quarter. Cavs on top 7-0. Again, Andrew, that I formation look with Jabril and DJ behind him. Yep. There's that pitch again to DJ. He's going to throw it. He's got a man wide open. And that is number 2, DQ Wilkerson, and he dropped the ball.
Oh, man, it hit him right in the breadbasket.
Man, that cornerback, Michael Smith for Upson Lee, he bit on that play. And DQ was just he might have just been too open, Andrew.
Yeah, I think he looked around a few times and said, wait a minute, there's no one back here. Good look. We roll the tight end to the right, give us that toss look. The entire defense crashes. DJ throws a beautiful ball to DQ, and I think DQ may have been looking at the end zone a little bit too before he caught it. But, hey, it happens.
All right, so 2nd and 10 now. Ball still on the 28-yard line. Again, the I formation look, and our guys are split way out wide.
And I've noticed that too.
And I'm just going to assume that cornerback is probably really good. Or their corners are really good, and they make a lot of plays.
Yeah.
So one way to kind of eliminate them from the game is just put each one of them on the sideline.
Yeah, and you're seeing modern football go that way. We run more of a traditional offense, under center from the I, but we split those wide receivers way out wide, and that's 2 less guys in that can play run support. It's 2 less guys you got to worry about. So you see a lot of teams that run like Upson Lee, you see them with 4 wide spreading you out, but that's less people in the box to block for you too. So kind of same concept from us, but we usually do it from under center. And then as I say that, we line up in the shotgun.
Looks like who's in the slot right here? There's a twin look out of the shotgun. Dylan takes the ball, looking to set up the screen, gets it to DJ. Can he make a guy miss? He does. And gets up past the original line of scrimmage, gets plus about 2 yards.
Got the penalty yards back, so I think that brings up a 3rd and manageable right here, about a 3rd and 8, 3rd and 7.
Andrew, I believe they left Braylon uncovered right there on that play. That's probably not who you want to leave uncovered.
And we've seen them every game we play this year break a old deep touchdown pass. So, that's not smart on their part to leave him so wide open. Braylon will make you pay. A little confusion on offense.
All right, Callaway going trips right here. Faking the handoff. Dylan's got to get out around that corner.
Room.
He does. He goes past the 30 down to about the 35-yard line.
I think he's a little short.
So going to bring up about 4th and 4 right here. And Coach Wiggins, he's not going to hesitate. He's going to send his punt team out.
Yeah, send the punt team out. Defense is playing great. Pin them deep. Not a bad look there by Dylan. Little zone read action, kept the ball, and I think kind of what messed that play up is that defensive end came crashing in. He had to run real wide to get that. I think if that guy wouldn't have been there, he would have been able to pick up the 1st down.
All right, Dylan drops back to punt here on 4th and 4 for the Cavaliers, and it looks like number 3 back deep. That's Michael Smith for the Upson Lee Knights.
See a little stoppage in play by the officials.
Looks like they're working on the chain. I think they had to do that a couple of times Thursday night.
Yeah. Hopefully they didn't bring that chain back with them from Columbus.
Let's hope those aren't the same chains. But, man, this is kind of you can tell that the Cavalier coaching staff, man, they do such a great job at going over that film and trying to figure out tendencies of Upson Lee and kind of figure out what they can take advantage of. Because right off the bat, we've seen 3 or 4 different things that you're not supposed to see.
It almost looks like, we knew what was coming on defense. It almost looks like, the defenders were, already knew what play was going to come out. And offensively, man, we've been doing a great job of blocking and executing, outside of a bad pass by Dylan and that drop pass by DQ. I mean, we played pretty well offensively to start the game. Just got to continue. Like I said, don't fall asleep.
All right, so we got the chains fixed. Let's hope they're 10 yards still. They might have had to take a link out. They might not be 10 now.
It'll be 9 3/4.
All right, so Dillon drops back, and again, that was number 3, Michael Smith, the speedster for the Upson Lee Knights, back deep around his own 25-yard line. There's a snap. There's a punt. Line drive. And he takes it around the 30.
He's got
gets
some
it around
room.
one man.
Oh.
And he's got a big
man.
hole. Is he going to beat the
Great
kicker?
tackle
No.
by Dillon.
That's not your normal kicker right there.
I think there might be a holding penalty, too. Man, Dillon right there, he plays safety, too, so you really saw that come out. And he was the only guy left, and he was able to wrap him up and bring him down. But I think there's going to be another holding call against Upson Lee.
Well, he returned it about 35 yards, Andrew, up to around the 40-yard line of Callaway. Let's see where they mark this thing off
blocking
at.
it back, yep. So I think they're going to mark it back from where the flag was thrown.
All right, so that's going to bring Upson Lee all the way back down to their 35-yard line.
So they net about 5 yards on the return.
So another good break there for the Cavaliers.
Yeah.
2:19 to go here in the first quarter. Cavaliers on top 7-0. We'll take a quick break, and then we'll come back. This is Callaway Cavalier football on the Eagle Sports Network.
Deciding to sell or buy a home is a big step. To make sure it's a step in the right direction, choose the person best qualified to handle your real estate needs. Joel and Rob Upchurch have been breaking sales records every year since 1997. They truly are the real estate leaders in West Georgia. So take a step in the right direction. Contact Joel or Rob Upchurch at RE/MAX Results because they are dedicated to results and converting transactions into relationships.
Now back to more Callaway Cavalier football on Eagle Sports, WLAG 96.9 FM, 1240 AM, and online at eagle1023.com.
All right, Andrew, on 1st and 10 right there, that looked like the handoff was to Ty Montfort right there for about 2 yards. Brings up 2nd and 8 from around the 36-yard line. There's a quick pass.
We almost had it.
Almost intercepted.
Oh, man. Great
Again,
job
right
of jumping
there,
the route.
Again, right there, Andrew, another great job of knowing what the guys were trying to do right there as far as the receiver.
Great job by Kendrick Ramsey right there. I mean, they ran a little out route and from his outside linebacker position. He did a great job of reading that play and jumping. I mean, he almost had a
just
great
to get his
play.
hands off was incredible. Just to get his hands on it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, great play right there by Mr. Ramsey.
Again, another 3rd down and 8. Looks like we got a timeout right here.
Timeout, Cavaliers.
Cavaliers take a timeout. Coach Wiggins first. 1:41 to go here in the first quarter. Cavs on top 7-0. I'm Shane Andrews, live here with Andrew Caraway, and you're listening to Callaway Cavalier football on the Eagle Sports Network.
Hi, friends. Just like to hear with Kia of LaGrange. Our game plan is set, and our 16-model Kia's got to go to make room for the 17 models that are arriving daily. This means extra savings for you for all our 16 models. Right now, you can take home a 16 Kia Optima LX for as low as $19,900. With prices like this, they won't last long. Hurry to 1217 Lafayette Parkway and let our star savings team help you get in the Kia of your dreams. Check us out online at KiaofLaGrange.com to help support your local economy.
Price plus tax, tag, and title. Stock number 19112.
You're listening to Eagle Sports, WLAG 96.9 FM, 1240 AM, and online at eagle1023.com. Now back to more Callaway Cavalier football.
All right, Andrew, so far so good. Cavs on top 7-0. 1:41 to go here in the first quarter. And I don't know, this is going to be their Upson Lee's 3rd possession, and I don't know that they've got into Callaway territory yet.
No, they haven't. I mean, they've had some bad penalties to bring them back, but we've done a great job of shutting down this offense.
All right, 3rd and 8. Good pursuit by the Cavaliers, looking to set the screen up. And what a job right there by number 11 for Callaway, Kobe Jackson.
Yeah, Kobe's had a great season. He had a nice interception last week to seal that win against Columbus, but it was kind of an all-out blitz. They had the perfect call against it, and if Kobe doesn't make that tackle, he probably is still running. So, great job by Kobe. Another 4th down for Upson Lee.
All right, Puckett drops back again to punt for the Upson Lee Knights. Braylon back deep for the Cavaliers. Let's see if Braylon can get his hands on another one.
Yeah, they've been kicking him low, so maybe he'll get a chance to set up a return back here.
All right, Puckett catches it quick kick.
Yeah, they're not kicking to him.
Not a very good kick. Over to the right side, and it's going to take a Callaway Cavalier bounce, and they're going to down it around the 35-yard line. And that's where the Cavaliers will take over. Let's take a quick break. This is Callaway Cavalier football on the Eagle Sports Network.
State Farm, this is Gwen.
Salutations, Gwen. I have car insurance, but I want to protect the rest of the stuff in my apartment. Some of my action figures were ruined recently.
We can add a renter's policy. For the cost of one action figure, we can protect your entire army of action figures against fire, theft, burst pipes.
Great! You have no idea how hard it is untangling wet alien hair.
Add renter's insurance to your auto policy and get to a better state. State Farm.
For a money-saving way to protect your possessions, call Agent Matt Orr on the square in downtown LaGrange.
Now back to the field for more Callaway Cavalier football on Eagle Sports, WLAG 96.9 FM, 1240 AM, and online at eagle1023.com.
And just like that, Andrew,
flag.
There's a flag, and it's really late. I'm not sure that he wasn't already in the end zone, but that play right there, it was 1st and 10 from the 35-yard line. Dillon takes a handoff. And it looks like a little zone read with him and Jabril Jackson. And, I mean, Jabril takes it all the way up into the line. And at the very last second, Dillon pulls it back, options out to the right to DJ. And it's a bad pitch, and it bounces about 7 yards from DJ.
Yeah.
And he picks it up around the 30-yard line. And he puts on some video game moves around the 50 and the 40 and ends up in the end zone.
Yeah.
And it looks like we got a block in the back.
So we'll bring it back to about the 15. So, I mean, where do we start? About the 35?
Man, what a run. What a play right there.
Yeah, he turned on the Jets. I mean, that was pure athleticism right there. And it's a shame that they didn't count as a touchdown. We had a block in the back, bring it back to the 15. But great run by DJ Atkins and on a bad pitch from Dillon.
So that's another 4. That's about 46 more yards there for DJ. And just imagine if the pitch would have been right and he could have caught it earlier if he didn't have to run over here at the sideline and pick it up off the ground.
Yeah. I mean, he still netted, like you said, 46 yards even with the penalty. So, I mean, let's see what that brings him to now for the game. By our count, 129 yards
so
on 5
DJ
carries.
Atkins having a huge night, and it looks like Cartavius Bigsby is going to come in and
give him a breather.
Give DJ a breather, and they're going to fake it to Bigsby. Dillon's going to roll out. He's got
Freeman
wide open in the end zone.
Touchdown.
Freeman out of that tight end spot right there. He just did like a simple little drag route and then post-cornered it into the corner end zone, and he was wide open. Another good design play there for the Cavaliers, Andrew.
Yeah, play action, was able to sneak out Freeman. And, man, he was wide open in the end zone. Great pass by Dillon. And another touchdown, Callaway up 13-0. So, like I said, keep pounding, Callaway.
Man, these players are executing, and you can tell these coaches did their homework. And they're going to go for 2.
We've been trying that all season. We've been hinting at it.
All right, he was looking for LaShawn Terrell, and kind of the same play as they scored on before, and just couldn't hook up with LaShawn right there.
Yeah.
So as it stands, 13-0, Cavaliers on top. We got 17 seconds to go here in the first quarter. This is Callaway Cavalier football on the Eagle Sports Network.
Hey, man, my car just broke down. I need to call a towing company.
Well, then you should probably call a towing company.
I know. That's what I'm trying to tell you. I need to call a towing company.
Right, a towing company. You should call a towing company.
Ah, man, come on. I'm trying to tell you, which company should I call?
Oh, call a towing company.
Oh, call a towing company.
A towing company. 706-882-8399.
A towing company. 706-882-8399. The action continues now with more Callaway Cavalier football on Eagle Sports, WLAG 96.9 FM, 1240 AM, and online at eagle1023.com.
All right, guys, back here live at Callaway Stadium. Cavaliers on top 13-0 against the Upson Lee Knights from Thomaston, Georgia. Here's Noah Stevens to kick off. There's a kick. It's a short kick. They're going to take it down around the 10. And number 11 is going to bring it back into the middle of the field, try to bounce it outside.
Ooh, big hit.
Cannot get away from that guy right there, and that was number 20. 7. Is that the freshman right there? That's
Yeah,
number 27, sophomore Quan Todd.
Quan Todd, he's had a solid season this year too. Well, great hit, and we can see the strategy from Coach Wiggins. We're wanting to kind of cough and corner it, so our defense only has to cover half the field right there, and it's done a pretty good job tonight of pinning Upson Lee pretty far back.
And Quan Todd, he's done that several times this year on the kickoff, and he does a great job for the Cavaliers on the special teams.
Yes, he does.
All right, so here's Upson Lee. 9 seconds to go in the first quarter. There's a handoff up the middle right there, and he gets about a yard. Looked like Michael Freeman in on the tackle. Looks like number 32 right there. That's Nathan Sapp in on the tackle. So a great first quarter for the Cavaliers, Andrew. Aside from the turnover to start the game.
Yeah.
Man, I don't know that you could script it up any better than this.
Yeah, this is the best start we've had all season. We've come out on firing on all cylinders defensively, offensively, and special teams. I mean, yeah, we had the little interception right there, but, I mean, Dylan's just trying to make a play right there. But overall, I mean, great start, fast start, second quarter up 13-0. So, like I said, man, don't fall asleep.
All right, 13-0, Cavs on top. End of the first quarter. We're going to take a break. This is Callaway Cavalier football on the Eagle Sports Network.
Deciding to sell or buy a home is a big step. To make sure it's a step in the right direction, choose the person best qualified to handle your real estate needs. Joel and Rob Upchurch have been breaking sales records every year since 1997. They truly are the real estate leaders in West Georgia. So take a step in the right direction. Contact Joel or Rob Upchurch at RE/MAX Results because they are dedicated to results and converting transactions into relationships.
Hi, friends. Just like to hear with Kia of LaGrange. Our game plan is set and our 16-model Kia's got to go to make room for the 17 models that are arriving daily. This means extra savings for you for all our 16 models. Right now, you can take home a 16 Kia Optima LX for as low as $19,900. With prices like this, they won't last long. Hurry to 1217 Lafayette Parkway and let our star savings team help you get in the Kia of your dreams. Check us out online at KiaofLaGrange.com to help support your local economy.
Price plus tax, tag, and title. Stock number 19112.
You're listening to Eagle Sports, WLAG 96.9 FM, 1240 AM, and online at eagle1023.com. Now back to the field for more Callaway Cavalier football.
All right, on 2nd and 9 to start the second quarter, Puckett found his tailback, Quavius Battle, on a screen pass, and it was good for about 6 yards. Going to bring up a 3rd down and 3. Ball on about the 32-yard line, or about the 30-yard line.
I think a false start.
And it looks like Upson Lee jumped. Looks like their receiver out there, number 23, Gerald Troop, left the line a little early.
Troop making plays for Troop County. That's what I like to see.
All right, Cavs going to sub in 2 players right here. Keegan Woods comes back into the game. All right, so that's going to back them up 5. Going to bring up about a 3rd down and 10. So another chance for the Cavaliers to put the offense in another good situation.
Yeah, I expect to see Coach Hubbard dial up some pressure right here. Looks like we got a 2-deep safety look, so obviously a passing situation. Got to get that pass rush going. Got to get to that quarterback before he releases the football.
All right, trips left. Puckett takes it, rolls to his left. He fires a dart.
Intercepted.
Across the middle. Intercepted over there by number 11, Kobe Jackson.
Pick six.
Gets through the offense.
Touchdown.
Across the goal line. Touchdown, Cavaliers. Doing it on offense and defense, Andrew.
Yeah, offense and defense. Now we just need the special teams to chip in right there, Shane. So great job by Kobe. He looked like he was in a cover 2 look. Sat on the route, picked it off, and took it to the house. So great job by Callaway's defense.
Yeah, Puckett dropped back, rolled to his left a little bit, and, I mean, it just looked like it was shot out of a cannon.
Yeah.
And he sailed it kind of high, and Kobe was right there in position.
I mean, you can tell why Georgia State wants him as a baseball player. I mean, he's got a cannon, but unfortunately he threw it right to our guy, and he was able to take it right back to the house for a touchdown. So great job by Kobe, man. That's his 2nd pick in 2 weeks.
All right, there's a snap, there's a hold, there's a kick by Noah Stevens. It's good. And just like that, guys, it is 20-0. Cavaliers on top of the Upson Lee Knights here at Callaway Stadium. everything clicking for the Cavaliers right now, Andrew.
Oh, yeah, everything's rolling. Defense is doing a great job forcing bad passes, getting pressure on the quarterback, and offense is asserting its will at the line of scrimmage. So that's a recipe for a victory.
All right, 11:40 to go here in the second quarter. This is Callaway Cavalier football on the Eagle Sports Network.
When a football team ends up with 12 men on the field, it means somebody forgot to double check. And when you end up paying more for your car insurance than you need, it could also mean somebody forgot to double check. That's why State Farm will do a free discount double check by going through your policies to make sure you're getting all the discounts you deserve. Because those discounts mean big league savings. It pays to double check. Call your State Farm agent, Matt Orr, on the square in downtown LaGrange.
You're listening to Eagle Sports, WLAG 96.9 FM, 1240 AM, and online at eagle1023.com. The action continues now with more Callaway Cavalier football.
All right, here's the Noah Stevens kick taken down around the 6-yard line again by number 11.
Great
Brings
pursuit.
it back into the middle.
Ooh, big
and
hit.
That's exactly where the Cavaliers want him to bring the ball. And there's that Callaway special teams. And that was number 2 right there. D.Q. Wilkerson come down and made a big hit.
Yeah, great job wrapping up, bringing him to the ground. You know, that coffin corner look, you know, that they're doing where they're pinning them on the kickoffs to that corner. They don't have a lot of room to come out, so it allows our defense to get down there and make a stop. So back-to-back possessions and they're deep in their own territory.
All right, so here goes the Callaway defense right back out there. Looks like it's going to be 1st and 10, ball on about the 18-yard line. Puckett out of the shotgun with a twin look. There's a snap. This time he's going to keep it on the zone read, and he gets about 7 yards, 8 yards.
Yeah, nice little run right there by Puckett, showing his athleticism right there on the zone read. Kept it, went up the gut, picked up about 6, 7 yards.
Man, both these quarterbacks, Dillon and Puckett, do a great job of just riding that ball in there to the last minute and making a decision.
Making those defensive ends make a decision for sure.
Again, right there, he rode it in, kept it. Now he's going to throw it out to the receiver. That's a great play right there to run, and there's really not a whole lot you can do about it.
No, and that's a good look right there of the RPO, the run pass option right there. You know, they sold the run. He kept it. He runs around, and then he has an option to pass it right there. And one thing you got to be careful of, though, is teams like this, you got to make sure you don't have too many men downfield blocking. Downfield. So that's the one downside to this offense.
Like Auburn used to do.
Yeah, they do it every play, but I'll leave it alone.
All right, 1st down and 10, ball on the 34-yard line of Upson Lee. 20-0, Cavs on top. Puckett fumbles the ball. Here comes the Cavaliers, and they get him in the backfield.
Big play.
Led by number 32 right there for the Cavaliers, and that's Nathan Sapp again with another good play.
Yeah, great job of getting in the backfield. There's a little hesitation at the mesh point right there with the quarterback and his running back, and they put it on the turf. So a big loss, 2nd and 15.
I guess when I start bragging about the mesh point, stuff like that happens. So 2nd down and 14 now. Shotgun snap, quick screen out to the right.
Good blocking.
His tailback, and that's number 11. He's quick.
Mm-hmm.
And that's number 11 for them, Kenny Richardson. And he gets loose and gets back to about the original line of scrimmage. Going to bring up about a 3rd and 9 right here, Andrew.
Got to keep an eye on Kenny Richardson. I mean, he lit up Columbus' secondary. Like I said, 5 catches, 80 yards, and a touchdown. So that's someone we can't let get in the second level of our defense. So great job by our defensive backs of tackling him right there, bringing up 3rd and long.
All right, twin look. Puckett out of the shotgun. Looks over to the sideline. And you got to think right here they're going to take a shot, Andrew.
I think so. I mean, most of their games went underneath except for that pass, which was intercepted in return for a touchdown. But looks like we got a timeout on Upson Lee.
Upson Lee takes timeout. That's a good job. 20-0, Cavs on top. 9:50 to go here before halftime. This is Callaway Cavalier football on the Eagle Sports Network.
Introducing the most valuable provider, your nationally ranked WellStar West Georgia Medical Center. Ranked a top 100 large community hospital by Truven Health Analytics. Named a top 100 great community hospital by Becker's Hospital Review. Rated top 100 in medical excellence and patient safety by CareChecks. WellStar West Georgia Medical Center. Award-winning healthcare right here in LaGrange. To learn more, visit wellstar.org/WGMC. We believe in life well lived.
Now back to more Callaway Cavalier football on Eagle Sports, WLAG 96.9 FM, 1240 AM, and online at eagle1023.com.
All right, guys, back here live at Callaway Stadium. 9:50 to go before halftime, Andrew. 20-0 Cavs on top.
Yeah, great start to the game right now. Got Upson Lee pinned back on another third down. They just came out of a timeout, so look for something maybe a little creative right here from Upson Lee.
All right, trips left. Looks like
that's
going to be incomplete.
Yeah.
That was close, but they ruled it incomplete. Looked like he was going to bring the slot guy back to kind of catch a bubble screen and get in behind his twins.
Yeah. Yeah, they were trying to. He jet back right there. They threw it to him, hoping he'd get behind his blockers, like you were saying, and be able to go up the sideline and pick up huge yards. But you got to catch the football. So.
All right. So again, a chance right here for Callaway to put more pressure on this Upson Lee defense. Ball sitting around the 34-yard line, and Braylon is standing at about the 29.
I know he's itching to get his hands on the football
to receive this Puckett punt. And like you mentioned earlier, they're really not trying to kick it to Braylon.
Yeah, and it's like you said, I almost wonder if they're at some point going to put two guys back there to return kicks because they're just not giving Braylon any shot at catching it. Oh, we jumped.
No, I think it was 59. 59 for Upson Lee.
Yeah, we jumped.
Okay.
Still going to be about 4th and 4. I would assume they're still going to punt, but got to be a little bit more disciplined right there on the line of scrimmage, especially right there looking at the football.
All right, so that moves it a little bit closer. It looks like it's about 4th and 4 now.
Yeah. Got to stay on sides right here because I think that the jump again will give them a first down.
All right, Puckett standing at about the 27.
Bad snap, bad snap. There we go.
Get down on it. Cavalier offense is about to take over on the Upson Lee 25-yard line with it already 20-0, Andrew, with about 9:40 to go.
I'm starting to see shades of that LaGrange game. You know, we come out playing very well, and LaGrange did everything they could to shoot themselves in the foot that game, and it seems like Upson Lee's kind of doing the same. Pick six, shank punt earlier, and now a bad snap on the punt, and then we got the ball at the 25, at their 25, so everything going in our favor right now.
You know these coaches, and especially Coach Wiggins, you know the goal is he wants his team to come out and play a complete football game. And this is the 4th game of the year, you know, the 5th counting the practice game, and it's time to play a complete game. So here's Dillon under center. He drops back, and he's looking.
He's got
for
a man.
Braylon, and he's
touchdown.
Got him wide open, and it just looked like a little skinny post right there with Braylon Sanders.
Yep.
Touchdown, Cavaliers.
Yeah, great play action right there. He hit it on his hip, was able to turn around, and Braylon on a deep post in the middle was able to get behind the secondary, and it was a beautiful ball, beautiful catch, and Callaway for 6. Man, we're scoring fast tonight.
26-0, waiting on the extra point right now. Keegan Woods in the snap, Dillon to hold, and Noah Stevens to kick. 26-0, Andrew. There's a snap, the hold, the kick. It's up. It is good. And just like that, with about 9.5 minutes before halftime, Cavaliers take a 27-0 lead, Andrew.
Yeah, you know, Upson Lee made a mistake. We made him pay for it on the next play, so that's why special teams is so important right there. We're really executing on our end, and that was a pretty big gaffe on theirs to lead to a touchdown for us.
And like I said a minute ago, Andrew, you know, the goal is you want you guys to come out here. You want to see a complete football game.
Yeah.
And we haven't played a complete football game yet this year.
No, we've played halves. You know, we came out a little slow against LaGrange to start the game. That's expected first game of the year. And then Handley, before we could blink, we were down 21-6. And then last week, like you said, it was kind of a sleptwalk through the game. And today we're seeing offense, defense, and special teams all making the plays, all running around, getting to the football, and the team looks just really energized.
Yeah, and I believe that Coach Wiggins will be the first to tell you that this isn't even a complete game because we had that turnover to start the game.
Yeah, he'll find something, but hey, that's what good coaches do.
That's what he's supposed to do. That's right.
You know, that's like Saban. You know, you can win 38-10, but that ain't good enough for him. He'll yell at Lane Kiffin on the sideline.
Well, he might be setting something up for the next game. All right, that ball's taken around the 10-yard line by number 11, Kenny Richardson. And again, Andrew, just like with the punts, the kickoff team is getting that ball out on the outside and they're bringing it to the middle of the field, and that's basically exactly where Callaway wants them to be.
Yeah, they're playing right into our hand when you do those directional kicks. Like I said, their blocking is designed to go up the middle, so he's going to try to get back to that middle of the field to get upfield. So great job by our kicker and a great job by our pursuit team of being able to contain the return guy, especially a guy like Kenny Richardson. He's got a lot of speed.
Yeah, he's got jets. 27-0, 9:22 now to go before halftime. Ball on the 17-yard line. Again, you got Twins left. There's a shotgun snap. Hands it to the tailback, and he gets about 4 yards. And that's number 10 right there with a simple handoff up the middle, Damon Thomas.
Yeah, good blocking by Upson Lee. Good little pickup right there. Looks like about 2nd and 5. That's one of the few positive plays they've had on first down. So that's really important for this offense to get going, is to get positive plays early.
All right, 2nd and 5. Getting out of the shotgun. Same play right up the middle right there.
Big hole. Ooh, touchdown saving tackle right there. Who was that?
That's number 7 right there, Travis Traylor.
Ooh, big tackle by Traylor. I mean, that's 2 touchdown saving tackles our safeties have made today. There, for one, if he wasn't there, that dude had a lot of real estate in front of him.
All right, looks like Upson Lee just kind of trying to go back to the basics right here, Andrew.
Yeah, just trying to establish some kind of running game, try to get a little consistency right there out of your tailback. Good play.
First down play right there. Quarterback keeps it, but he cannot get away from number 54 for the Cavaliers, Jamie Sellers.
Yeah, Sellers and LaShawn Terrell did a great job bringing him down. Minimal gain, about 2nd and 9. Great job of the defensive ends right there containing the quarterback.
Boy, I'm really impressed, Coach Hubbard, man. They roll those guys in and out and try to keep them fresh across that front line.
Yeah, trying to keep that depth, trying to keep them all fresh for the second half.
All right, on 2nd and 9, again, simple little handoff off tackle right there.
Yeah,
it's number 4, Ty Montfort.
Yeah, it's like they're lining up and they're just their base package on their offense, which is just a shotgun, single tailback, and he's just putting it in his gut, seeing if his line can block somebody.
A little tempo right here, 3rd and 5. Quarterback's going to keep
Keegan.
it. Keegan couldn't make tackle. And it
Complete.
looked like number 15 right there.
Got a flag.
Looked like number 15 for Callaway, Quay Hines, deflected that ball, but the receiver still caught it. And that was the speedster, number 11, Kenny Richardson.
This is what happens when you mention Auburn, Shane. Things like that happen to us. Tip ball, caught. But, hey, there's a flag on the play, so let's see what's going on.
Coach, looks like they're talking about it.
Coach Hubbard looks pretty upset about it.
As it stands, it's 3rd down and 4.
Let's see what the call is. Illegal touching.
Okay.
Illegal man downfield. Hey.
Yeah, there you go.
It's like
Andrew.
I told.
See, we talked that one up, didn't we?
Yep, we did. They were listening to us.
So apparently in high school that is a rule.
Yeah. You can't go more than 3 yards. Lineman on pass play. They can't be more than 3 yards away from the line of scrimmage, or else you're going to have an illegal man downfield, or else you might run those little RPOs and score an unfortunate touchdown against us.
All right, so that's going to back it up. Going to bring up 3rd and 9 now. Ball on about the 34-yard line. So here we go, 3rd and 9, Callaway Cavalier defense.
Yeah, that spread look. Here comes the motion man.
All right, there's a shotgun snap. Puckett grabs it.
Go!
Balls around the right side. And
wow.
Wow.
I think we still got him, though.
Yeah, Cavaliers are still there.
Woo!
That was number
Houdini.
7 that was Travis Traylor again, who had him in the backfield. And, he slowed him down long enough for the rest of the Cavaliers to get over there and get to him.
And he got back there so fast, I don't think he could break down and make the tackle. He just kind of had to throw himself and hope for the best. But he slowed him down enough, like you said, for the Cavalry to get there and stop him in the backfield. So 4th and about 6 yards, lawn 6. So we'll get the ball back with about 7:15 left in the second quarter. Excuse me.
All right, Braylon back deep. Puckett back to kick for Upson Lee. He's going to catch the ball around the 24-yard line, his own 24-yard line. There's a snap. He gets the kick off.
Another low
kick. It's a line drive kick.
Stay away from
takes the Upson Lee bounce, and it gets down to about the 19-yard line. So, here's a chance for the Cavalier offense to come out here, chew up a little bit of clock. It's not necessarily a bad thing when DJ's busting them for 30 here and 40 here.
Yeah.
And Braylon's catching them for, 25 and 30-yard touchdown passes. But you kind of want to give your defense a little breather and and try to eat up some possession right here.
Yeah, it'd be nice if we get about a 3 or 4 minute drive right here. Let the defense settle down. They've done a great job. They've played very well, shutting down this Upson Lee offense. And offense, to their credit, I mean, they are scoring in bunches right now. DJ's averaging 25 yards a carry.
All right, here's Dillon from the shotgun, takes a snap, hands it to DJ. DJ comes out to the left, surveys, and just can't find anything right there. And, it don't take much for DJ. If he just can find a little bitty hole right there, he normally can squeeze up in there, but he couldn't do it that time. Good job by the Upson Lee defense.
Yeah, good job. Looks like no gain on the play. There's just nowhere to go on that stretch play from DJ, but clock keeps ticking, so.
2nd and 11 now. Ball on the Callaway 17-yard line. Again, Dillon out of the shotgun. DJ stands to his right. He's got twins out to the right side. There's a snap. He fakes handoff. DJ comes back.
There's that screen pass we ran against LaGrange.
Like the jailbreak screen right there, and he's cutting across the field. And he couldn't find anything right there. That was number 6. Looked like Dominique Copeland.
Yeah, you want to try to cut that one upfield. I mean, he had some blocking, but we haven't seen Copeland much. Catching the football at wide receiver. So it's just a feel for the play and everything. You want to run up and follow your blockers.
My mistake there.
Courtney Williams. That 5 and that 6 look so similar in those jerseys. So, our apologies, Mr. Copeland.
All right, 5.5 minutes to go here before halftime. 3rd and 9. Dillon's going to come down and go under center. See if we go play action right here. He fakes a handoff. He's got tons of room to run. And he finally tucks it and takes off.
He's still up.
Good job. He gets up to the 40-yard line. He was just kind of caught in between run or throw right there, and he had a lot of room in front of him.
Yeah, he did a great job right there. Dillon was able to pick up about 20. What do you say, about 23 yards on the run?
I've been real impressed with Dillon, man. When he rolls out, he does a great job of keeping his eyes downfield.
Yeah.
And, it's very rare in high school where you see a quarterback go, to his second and to his third progression.
Yeah, he's not just a one-read quarterback. He does a great job of extending plays with his legs, getting on the outside, and making that defender commit. Like, are you going to go in pass coverage, or are you going to try to get him in the backfield? So Dillon's having a great game tonight.
All right, 1st and 10. Dillon just hands it off right there to DJ, and he gets
tough
about
yards.
3 yards right there. Good tough run by DJ.
Yeah, picked up about 3. I formation, following your lead blocker right there, just riding your guy. DJ hitting the hole well tonight.
Clock continues to run, 4:46, 4:45 here before halftime. The Callaway Cavalier 2016 homecoming halftime, Andrew.
Yeah, homecoming. A lot of old faces, familiar faces for me out there tonight. So glad to see everybody coming home and catching the Callaway football team.
All right, 2nd and 6.
There's that fullback.
Center. He hands it to the big fullback, Jabril Jackson, and he rumbles down to about the 48-yard line. And he's about a yard shy of the first down.
Yeah. If you're going to wear number 10, like I said before, Therius Tigner, man, you gotta pound the rock. You can't be soft if you're going to wear number 10.
Jabril has wore that number 10 very well for the Cavs this year.
We've had
he does a great job.
We've had some good number 10s for us, Shane.
He's exciting. He sure is.
Oh, Therius Tigner and Jeffrey Cameron.
Oh, yeah.
Great players for Callaway wearing number 10.
All right, out of the shotgun, looks like 3rd down and 2. There's a snap, handoff DJ. He gets the first down.
Oh, my goodness.
Out to the left, finds a big hole, and it looks like Braylon did a good job blocking right there.
Oh, my goodness. I mean,
another good run there by DJ.
2 jump cuts, and he's gone. I mean, got down to the 28-yard line. Big run right there for DJ Atkins.
Man, it's hard to call his runs because he
gets
does
so
much
many
stuff. Like we've always said, if the smallest crease is right there, he can bounce around. He can make a guy miss.
Right.
Next thing you know, you look up and you're seeing the back of that jersey.
And that's the biggest difference between last year with Cedric Maynard. He was more of a power back. He's going to get those tough yards. A guy you can really depend on 4th and 1. And DJ's more of a juke cut back. You give him a little seam, he's gone. And he's had a great season. I'm gonna try to figure out how many rushing yards he has now. He's had so many huge runs.
All right, Cavaliers on top 27-0, threatening right here before halftime into Upson Lee territory. Ball's resting on about the 28-yard line, and 3:35 to go here before halftime. It's been all Cavaliers so far tonight, Andrew.
Yeah, all Callaway. Like you said, we're on our way to a complete performance, but we still got another half of football to play.
Absolutely. All right, Upson Lee called a timeout right now. They got one more left. Coach Wiggins, he's still got 2. So the offense comes out. It's going to be 1st and 10. Ball on the 28. Here's another shotgun look. And it looks like we came in with a new running back, Cartavius Bigsby now.
Yeah, love how he runs the football. Very physical runner.
All right, here's the snap right here to Dillon. He's going to hand it off to Bigsby. Bigsby cuts it out right, cuts it back across the middle.
Look at those legs still going.
And he picks up about 4, maybe 5 yards right there.
Yeah,
good hard run by Bigsby.
Yeah, hard running. You know, he's not the slasher that DJ is, but he's tough. Very tough between those tackles. Keeps his legs moving and be able to pick up a lot of yards after contact.
Yeah, Bigsby, he does a great job. And you know, they've got a stable of backs.
Yeah, they've shown this year, always, every single year. That's been a staple of Callaway offense, Coach Wiggins' team.
DJ back in I formation now. Dillon takes a snap, fakes, rolls to his left, and he's looking over here in the corner.
Oh, he's got a man, touchdown.
And there he is right there.
Great play.
Khalik Swift for the Cavaliers for another Cavalier touchdown.
Man, that was almost like a back shoulder pass right there. The defensive back's head was turned. It was facing forward, following the receiver. He put it right in his bread basket right there for a touchdown. So great pass by Dylan Johnson on the play action.
What a job right there. What a job by the whole Callaway offense.
You get him on the corner, get Dylan on the corner, man, I don't think there's a pass he can't make.
All right, here's the snap by Keegan. The hold. Kick is up. Kick is good.
Great job.
All right, looks like we got some extracurricular out there on the field. Flags thrown. It'll probably take them a minute to sort all this out. We got kids pushing and shoving.
Gotta get away from that. Get back to the sideline. You know, it's 33-0 if someone on the other team wants to talk. Just walk away. It's 33-0. There's no sense in talking back.
All right, so
Personal
33-0, 2:47 here before halftime. We'll take a break while they sort this out. This is Callaway Cavalier football on the Eagle Sports Network.
First down and goal to go.
In the game of football, it takes the skill and effort of a team to reach the goal line. At Commercial Bank and Trust, we know it takes the same kind of teamwork to help you reach your goals of financial security. That's why we offer a team of professionals who are dedicated to providing effective game-winning financial solutions. You'll get the expertise you need from the people you know and trust.
Touchdown!
Commercial Bank and Trust, a division of Synovus Bank.
You're listening to Eagle Sports, WLAG 96.9 FM, 1240 AM, and online at eagle1023.com. Now back to more Callaway Cavalier football.
All right, on the extra point, it was a good snap, good hold, and good kick by Noah Stevens. Made it 34-0. After the extra point, there was some pushing and shoving going away. Unsportsmanlike called against Upson Lee. So they're going to bring the ball inside of Upson Lee territory and set it up on the 45-yard line. That's where Noah Stevens will kick it. So this one should go through the uprights unless they just try to do a short kick.
Yeah, I think this one's going to go out of the end zone, get it on the 20.
There's a kick, and it did go through the uprights. All right. So here comes the Upson Lee offense out to the 20-yard line, Andrew. 34-0, 2:47 to go here before halftime.
Yeah, when our offense is clicking, defense is clicking, it's a fun night to watch Callaway play when all that stuff's going right. It's like we talked about earlier. We've seen flashes of brilliance from this team, against LaGrange, against Handley, and last week against Columbus, but we haven't put it all together in one game, and we're seeing them come out and just execute the game plan and dominate their opponent right now, and it's real nice to see.
All right, so here's that twin look, shotgun. Kalen Puckett, the senior quarterback, takes a snap, gives it up the middle to his tailback, and that was number 10, Damon Thomas.
Yeah.
And there's nothing there.
They just haven't had much luck running up the middle on us. I mean, they've had two long runs brought back by penalties, and obviously, that's something that the coaching staff for Upson Lee hates to see. But running on the middle of our defense just has not got them anywhere tonight. There's a new wrinkle right here, 5 wide.
All right, there's a shotgun snap. He fakes a jet sweep, and he's going to keep it up the middle, and he gets enough for the first down, Andrew.
Yeah, there's a good play design. They lined up in a 5 wide, 3 to the near side, 2 to the far side, and they brought a guy in motion, faking a jet sweep, brought the linebackers across in motion, and was able to run where that linebacker used to be. So good play design by Upson Lee.
All right, again, they're probably coming out in that same look, probably going to run it to the other side now. Here's that trips look. Shotgun snap. He's going to give it to his tailback.
Oh,
man. He's got a big hole.
Big hole.
I don't know if anybody. Here comes Dominique. Dominique's pretty quick. He comes around. Fumble. And did he get back on it?
I think he did. I think he got back on it.
That's unbelievable if he got back on that ball.
Great job by Dominique Copeland to come. He started on the other side of the field and chased him down from behind.
He had a great angle, and he turned the burners on.
Someone's down for us.
That looks like number 16 right there, Kedrick Ramsey.
Let's hope he's okay.
I think he's going to be all right.
Big
touchdown,
run right
saving tackle right there by Dominique.
Yeah, and just when we were talking about how hard the running has been up the middle on us, they brushed out a big one. But hey, Dominic Copeland, great. I mean, that's what you want to see on film too. When you get in the film room on Saturday or Sunday, when Coach Wiggins sees that effort, where you didn't concede the touchdown, you got a shutout right now.
That's right, 34-0 now. Minute 53 to go before halftime. Upson Lee with the ball around the 14.5 yard line.
Let's see if they can keep the donuts in play here.
Twin look. He's going to give it up the middle again to the tailback number 4 right there, Ty Montfort.
About a 2-yard long 2. It's about 2nd and 8 right there. A little dive play. I mean, that's been the staple of their offense tonight. They've been run the dive, and they were able to break it loose 2 plays ago, but they haven't had a whole lot of success with that play.
All right, so Upson Lee, I think this is going to be their second play from scrimmage inside of Callaway territory tonight. Here's the shotgun snap. He hands it off to the tailback. And he gets up to about the 1 yard line. Just hard-nosed running right there.
Yeah, broke a few tackles.
Montfort, number 4. Minute 13. Chain should start back. It's 1st and goal now. Around the 2. Here's that shotgun looking. Man, he's got 2 big blockers out there at the wing. And they just hand it off.
I think he's a little short.
Yeah, they're calling it second down.
It's like second and goal from about the half-yard line.
Looks like Coach Hober's going to send in big number 10, Jabril Jackson, right here.
Yeah, looks like they're kind of lining up in their version of a power set from the shotgun, a tight formation, 2 splits.
Yeah, I see they've got big number 44 right there, Trayvon Walker in. There's a handoff up the middle.
I don't know if he got it. I don't think he got it.
Right.
Oh, they gave it to him at the end.
Okay, they called a touchdown. Good effort right there by the Callaway Cavalier defense.
Yeah.
Upson Lee had to earn that one, Andrew.
Yeah, they had to earn it, and they were able to get downfield in that big play and ride that big play into the end zone. So 34-6, pending the extra point. Up until now, been a pretty stout performance for the Callaway defense. I mean, still playing well, but let's not fall asleep and give up some cheap touchdowns.
All right, 31 seconds to go. 34-6 your score, waiting on the extra point. Here's a snap. There's a kick.
I think you got it.
It's up. Good. It's good. 34-7 your score. Cavaliers on top. Andrew, I'm not sure. Maybe we, when there was 2 minutes to go here, we might have, got into a little prevent defense, and that might open some things up.
Yeah.
And then also, like you mentioned, going 5 wide, spreading the defense out so much.
Yeah, they gave us a different look for sure. That was something to adjust to. They were able to bust a big run up the middle right there, but I think we'll see us clamp down a little bit. There might have been some younger guys on the field too during that drive with the score being, as high as it is right now. But hey, you got 30 seconds left in the way we've been moving the football tonight. I wouldn't be shocked if we get favorable field position on this kick if we try to take a shot to score another touchdown.
All right, 34-7 your score. We'll just stay right here for these next 31 seconds. Cavaliers getting set to receive the kickoff. So Upson Lee scores with 31 seconds to go before halftime.
And we get the ball back in the second half, too.
34-7. And like you just said, we do get the ball back to start the second half.
So first time we've seen our kick return team tonight. So I guess that's a good problem to have.
Man, that's good. You got DJ,
wow, look
Dominique,
at all that speed back
and
there.
Braylon back there, and Big Jabril right there in the middle.
Yeah, they're going to have to kick it to somebody, but I wouldn't be shocked if they try to do a little pooch kick to the middle of the field here and keep the ball out of those guys' hands.
All right, so that's number 47 right there. Rich Stewart to do the kicking. Looks like they're just going to do a little pooch.
Yep.
And they do.
Got to get to the
they
football.
Let it bounce.
Yeah, smart play.
Good job right there by Dominique just to take it, nail it down around the 19-yard line.
Yeah, had no blocks out there. Just concede it, take the ball at the 20. Got about 29 seconds left right here, so we'll see what Coach Napier's plan is. I wouldn't be shocked if they took a knee, but I also wouldn't be shocked knowing him if he tries to get a touchdown right here before half.
All right, Coach Napier sends the play in there with Dylan. I'm not sure what they'll try to do right here, Andrew.
Yeah, many options.
Yeah, it looks
yeah,
like
they're going to take a knee, and that's okay.
Yep.
Good first half from Callaway.
Great first half from Callaway. Great
Absolutely.
first half. 34-7 is going to be your halftime score. Dylan takes a knee right there. Runs that last 25 seconds off the clock. So, man, we're getting closer to that complete game, Andrew.
Yeah, getting close.
Kids are flying around, making plays.
Yeah.
DJ is, again, out of his mind tonight.
Yeah, 166 yards rushing and a touchdown. And regardless of giving up that late touchdown, this has been a very dominating performance from Callaway and a very encouraging performance, too, especially after what we saw last week in Columbus.
Absolutely. 34-7, your halftime score. I'm Shane Andrews, live here with Andrew Caraway at Callaway Stadium. We'll take a full break right here. This is Callaway Cavalier football on the Eagle Sports Network.
There's a secret to beating injuries or ailments. Get the right team. Emory Southern Orthopedics, well-trained, experienced doctors, nurses, and staff are that team. These teammates listen and understand your specific condition and provide high-quality hometown care that will get you back into your game. For more information about Emory Southern Orthopedics team, visit www.southernorthopedics.com.
Hi, friends. Just like to hear with Kia of LaGrange. Our game plan is set, and our 16-model Kia's got to go to make room for the 17 models that are arriving daily. This means extra savings for you for all our 16 models. Right now, you can take home a 16 Kia Optima LX for as low as $19,900. With prices like this, they won't last long. Hurry to 1217 Lafayette Parkway and let our star savings team help you get in the Kia of your dreams. Check us out online at KiaofLaGrange.com to help support your local economy.
Price plus tax, tag, and title. Stock number 19112.
Introducing the most valuable provider, your nationally ranked WellStar West Georgia Medical Center. Ranked a top 100 large community hospital by Truven Health Analytics. Named a top 100 great community hospital by Becker's Hospital Review. Rated top 100 in medical excellence and patient safety by CareChecks. WellStar West Georgia Medical Center. Award-winning healthcare right here in LaGrange. To learn more, visit wellstar.org/WGMC. We believe in life well lived.
Now back to the field for more Callaway Cavalier football on Eagle Sports, WLAG 96.9 FM, 1240 AM, and online at eagle1023.com.
All right, Andrew, an exciting first half right there for the Cavaliers. 34-7 your score. It's homecoming. We got our side filled up.
Yep.
Pile of fans over there for Upson Lee. And, man, what a good first half for the Cavaliers.
Great first half of football. DJ, like I said, 166 yards and a touchdown. Dylan, 2 passing touchdowns. And Braylon Sanders with a beautiful poster out for 6. And a pick 6 from Kobe. Kobe Great job by Mr. Kobe Jackson on that pitch.
So the offense scoring, the defense scoring. Michael Freeman is having a phenomenal game. I've got him down for like 6 solo tackles.
Yeah, you always expect that out of Michael Freeman. He's been an anchor of that defense, and he does such a great job being physical. So, and now we've got the homecoming festivities. You got your homecoming court. You know, all the ladies all dressed up and being walked down the field with their fathers, and all the the gentlemen in their nice suits are the football players. Wearing their jerseys. So, see who we got down there from Callaway. I think I see Dylan Johnson.
Looks like Michael Freeman.
Mr. Do-It-All, homecoming court, and then he'll get 6 tackles during a football game. And Keegan Woods. So those are your football players on the homecoming court.
Wow. Pretty fun. I remember doing that at my school, but we were not winning 34-7, so it didn't turn out probably like it's going to turn out for these guys whenever they get in the locker room.
Right. And normally you schedule a game for homecoming, you're going to dominate. And when you see Upson Lee on the schedule, you're like, oh my gosh, why are we playing them for homecoming? But man, we've come out on fire tonight, playing a great first half of football.
Man, you never can tell with these schools now. It's a year-to-year thing with not only high school but with college football too.
Well, it's an encouraging thing too to see us come out. I mean, we've played, a 4A team from Georgia, a 4A team from Alabama, another 4A team from Georgia, and now another 4A team from Georgia. So we've done a great job scheduling tough opponents, getting us ready for that region schedule that we have. So, because after next week with Harris County, it's all region for the rest of the year.
Yeah, no doubt. Coach Wiggins not afraid to step out of the 2A and play some bigger programs, and it's going to help. It's going to benefit.
Obviously these games, they matter. You want to win them, but they, as far as the playoff picture, unless there's a tiebreak or something, it doesn't really matter if you win or lose. But it does matter to Coach Wiggins. I mean, he comes out and schedules these games against bigger opponents. It's a good way to test your depth, test your program against other teams that have been there and done that. So, great job this season so far handling that schedule.
Absolutely. All right, guys, 34-7 your halftime score. We got about 16 minutes before we start the second half. This is Callaway Cavalier football on the Eagle Sports Network.
Deciding to sell or buy a home is a big step. To make sure it's a step in the right direction, choose the person best qualified to handle your real estate needs. Joel and Rob Upchurch have been breaking sales records every year since 1997. They truly are the real estate leaders in West Georgia. So take a step in the right direction. Contact Joel or Rob Upchurch at RE/MAX Results because they are dedicated to results and converting transactions into relationships. There's a secret to beating injuries or ailments. Get the right team. Emory Southern Orthopedics, well-trained, experienced doctors, nurses, and staff are that team. These teammates listen and understand your specific condition and provide high-quality hometown care that will get you back into your game. For more information about Emory Southern Orthopedics team, visit www.southernorthopedics.com. In the game of football, it takes the skill and effort of a team to reach the goal line. At Commercial Bank and Trust, we know it takes the same kind of teamwork to help you reach the goal of financial security. That's why we offer a team of professionals who are dedicated to providing effective game-winning financial solutions. You'll get the expertise you need from people you know and trust. Commercial Bank and Trust, a division of the Synovus Bank, member FDIC.
The action continues now with more Callaway Cavalier football on Eagle Sports, WLAG 96.9 FM, 1240 AM, and online at eagle1023.com.
All right, guys, back here live watching the homecoming court for the Cavaliers. You mentioned there was a couple football players on it, Andrew.
Yep.
Like you said, all the ladies and gentlemen dressed up, looking sharp. Looks like they've got, I don't know, about 15 or so, Andrew, on the court.
Yeah, you have your upperclassmen, your underclassmen, and then everyone getting escorted out by their looks like their mother or their father. So everybody looking sharp, like you said, all dressed to the T.
34-7 your score. I thought that defensively, the guys that really stood out to me, probably your defensive line. Being able to recognize certain things, and like we said earlier, it looks like not only are the players out here executing, but man, the coaches did a phenomenal job of getting the kids ready to put them in this position.
Yeah, you had an extra day last week with playing on Thursday night, and we were able to do a little extra preparation for Upson Lee. And like you said, both lines of scrimmage have really dominated. They've done a great job. Being able to open holes up for DJ in the running game and giving Dylan time to pass. And defensive line, outside of that one run from Damon Thomas downfield, I mean, it's been lights out with the defensive front.
All right, about 12 and a half minutes till we start the second half. We'll take another full timeout, and then we'll come back and talk some more Cavalier football. This is Callaway Cavalier football on the Eagle Sports Network.
Deciding to sell or buy a home is a big step. To make sure it's a step in the right direction, choose the person best qualified to handle your real estate needs. Joel and Rob Upchurch have been breaking sales records every year since 1997. They truly are the real estate leaders in West Georgia. So take a step in the right direction. Contact Joel or Rob Upchurch at RE/MAX Results because they are dedicated to results and converting transactions into relationships.
Car won't start? Or does your problem sound a little more like that? Come to Stanford Automotive to get your car in tip-top shape quick with a reliable team of automotive specialists. Stanford Automotive, 706-882-0186. 66 Youngs Mill Road in LaGrange. Stanford Automotive, 706-882-0186. You're listening to Eagle Sports, WLAG 96.9 FM, 1240 AM, and online at eagle1023.com. Now back to the field for more Callaway Cavalier football.
All right, we're back here live. We got about 11 minutes before we start the second half. Normally before the game, Andrew always run down the Class 2A state rankings, like we mentioned every time. It's great to be up there, and it shows, what Callaway's doing, that their hard work's paying off in the eyes of the GHSA.
Right.
But that poll's not going to mean anything until the end of the year. But right now, Callaway's up to number 3, Fitzgerald number 1, Benedictine number 2, and Jefferson County number 4. And Heard County took one on the chin last week. They dropped to number 10. But we know what a great football team they got over there.
Yeah, I mean, they got a great quarterback, Emory Jones, Ohio State commit. I know Urban Meyer's really excited about him coming in, a dual-threat guy. And, he'll be a stiff challenge for us when we get to that point in the season.
Absolutely. And like you mentioned, we're playing some of these bigger schools, getting ready for that region. And, it's going to be a tough region for us.
Yeah, tough region stretch for Callaway. I think we, like I said, we start with Harris County next week, and then we're on the road again at Lamar to start region play, and that's historically been a tough place for Callaway to play. We come home as the big showdown with Heard County, Thursday night matchup, and then we're right back on the road again at Temple. And then, fortunately for us, we get to finish at home against Spencer and Jordan. So we'll start the season at home, and we get to end the season at home. But man, we got some road games in between there.
Absolutely. So 9 minutes to go here before we start the second half. Looks like they're finishing up with the homecoming court, and I guess the band won't play tonight, will they, Andrew?
No, they won't play on homecoming. The homecoming festivities will last the duration of halftime. So,
well, I like listening to the band, man. they do a great job with those.
Yeah.
With those guys.
They've done a great job this year for sure.
And they're out there after school every day in that hot sun practicing, you know, just like this football team.
And they've got to be precise too with their stuff because I mean they do all those different designs and motions and everything they do with the marching band, the halftime show, and then on top of that have to be able to stay on key with their instruments too. So lots of work goes into that stuff.
Did you catch the Ohio State halftime show last week?
I did not, but I heard about it.
Their marching band did Michael Jackson, made a huge Michael Jackson figure, went all the way across the field, and they made him look like he was moonwalking.
Yeah,
across the field. I just thought that was amazing to be able to get those people to do that and
think about how much you have to think about it before you even choreograph something like that. So that's impressive.
That timing has to be perfect, and they did a great job for sure. All right, well, we'll take another full break here. It's about 7:40 to go before we start the second half. This is Callaway Cavalier Football on the Eagle Sports Network.
Have you gotten your flu shot? Now is the time. Holmes Pharmacy is the place to get your flu shot. And if you have insurance, it could be free. So don't wait. Drive right up to Holmes Pharmacy and get your flu shot today at Commerce Avenue in LaGrange or in Hamilton. And if your doctor feels you need a high-dose flu shot, Holmes Pharmacy has you covered.
Hi, I'm Perry Prather, pharmacist at Holmes Pharmacy. So drop by Commerce Avenue in LaGrange, Georgia. We have your flu shot ready. So come see me or any of my fine staff at Holmes Pharmacy today.
Deciding to sell or buy a home is a big step. To make sure it's a step in the right direction, choose the person best qualified to handle your real estate needs. Joel and Rob Upchurch have been breaking sales records every year since 1997. They truly are the real estate leaders in West Georgia. So take a step in the right direction. Contact Joel or Rob Upchurch at RE/MAX Results because they are dedicated to results and converting transactions into relationships.
You're listening to Eagle Sports, WLAG 96.9 FM, 1240 AM, and online at eagle1023.com. The action continues now with more Callaway Cavalier football.
All right, Andrew. Callaway puts up 34 in the first half. You want to see the offense come out right here. We receive the kick. Mm-hmm. You want to see, your first string guys come out and probably play at least the third quarter, depending on how the first couple possessions go. But you definitely want to see him come out here and really establish, I guess, the ground game with DJ and be able to protect Dylan enough for him to get the ball downfield.
Yeah, you want to continue on the success we had in the first half. We're up 4 scores. Really was able to do a good job playing, running the football, playing defense. You want to come out and build on that momentum, be able to still run, establish that run, get that running game back going, and really salt this game away in the third quarter and be able to maybe let some of those younger guys play in the fourth.
Right, and we mentioned some of the tailbacks for the Cavaliers. Number 14, Cartavius Bigsby. I guess you would call him the number 2 running back for the Cavaliers. Yeah. But they've got 3 or 4 that they can put back there, and they all do a great job.
Yeah, they've done a really good job this season. Not just tonight, but they've done a great job this season. DJ, Cartavius. I can't seem to forget that run Cartavius had against Hanley where we're in a toss sweep to the right. That broke down. He broke like 5 tackles coming back and was able to take it to the house to really put that game away for us against Hanley. So Cartavius is a good runner. And we've also seen T-Ly Fanning, too, come in and do a good job running the football for us as well.
And Keandre Jones up there on the offensive line. You don't hear his name much, but you know as well as I do, that's a good thing.
Yeah, he's heavily recruited for a reason. He's opening up huge holes for DJ to run through, and he's one of the catalysts and the reasons that we're able to have such good success running the football, tonight and as we have all season. And also, too, you got to think about Jabril Jackson, that lead block. He doesn't get the football a whole bunch, but every play he's in there clearing that hole out for DJ or on the toss sweep leading the way for DJ. So great job by number 10, Jabril Jackson.
And defensively, right there before the halftime, I don't want to say that, Upson Lee found something right there. I feel like Coach Hubbard had a couple of young guys in there, and he was kind of in a prevent, early on when there was around 2 minutes to go.
Right.
But they got down to the 2-yard line, and, it took them 3 plays to get in there.
We made them work for that touchdown. I mean, I think that was more of what we didn't do on that drive more than what they did. I mean, they ran a play they've been running all night, kind of was able to get to that second level on a missed tackle, and like I said over and over again, Dominic Copeland coming all the way from the opposite side of the field to stop him from scoring on the breakaway and not giving up on the play. That was the highlight of that, defensive series for me, is him not giving up on the play. They may have scored, but it's showing that our guys are still fighting no matter what the score is.
Absolutely. Do you feel like Upson Lee's probably going to come out, and we'll probably see that 5-wide look a little bit more this half?
Well, for sure. I mean, they're in a place where they can't really run their offense. We talked to some of their coaches before the game. They're a run-heavy football team. Their quarterback has 25 career touchdown passes. They're not really someone who's going to go out and try to throw it all over the yard when they come out and play football. But when you're down 4 scores, unless we start turning the football over, something crazy happens, they're going to have to get do things they're not comfortable doing, which is passing the football. So when you know what the other team is about to do, they're going to come out and try to pass. They might try to, that quarterback run's been good for them too. Those are just some things that Callaway's defense is going to have to do a good job of keeping that quarterback contained, and defensive backs keep doing what they've been doing all night, and that's being in the hip pocket of the wide receivers for Upson Lee.
All right, good stuff there, Andrew. We got about 2 minutes to go here before we start the second half. We'll take a full break. 34-7, your halftime score. Your Cavs on top. This is Callaway Cavalier football on the Eagle Sports Network.
Introducing the most valuable provider, your nationally ranked WellStar West Georgia Medical Center. Ranked a top 100 large community hospital by Proven Health Analytics. Named a top 100 great community hospital by Becker's Hospital Review. Rated top 100 in medical excellence and patient safety by CareChecks. WellStar West Georgia Medical Center. Award-winning healthcare right here in LaGrange. To learn more, visit wellstar.org/WGMC. We believe in life well lived.
Deciding to sell or buy a home is a big step. To make sure it's the step in the right direction, choose the person best qualified to handle your real estate needs. Joel and Rob Upchurch have been breaking sales records every year since 1997. They truly are the real estate leaders in West Georgia. So take a step in the right direction. Contact Joel or Rob Upchurch at RE/MAX Results, because they are dedicated to results and converting transactions into relationships.
You're listening to Eagle Sports, WLAG 1240 AM LaGrange and W245AW 96.9 FM LaGrange. Now back to more Callaway Cavalier football on Eagle Sports, WLAG 96.9 FM 1240 AM and online at eagle1023.com.
All right, guys, welcome back live. While we got time, I'd like to thank some of the sponsors, or thank the sponsors that make this possible for us to be able to call these games on the radio. Holmes Pharmacy, Commercial Bank and Trust, Rob and Joel with the RE/MAX agents, West Georgia Health Systems, Emory Southern Orthopedics, Kia of LaGrange, State Farm agent Matt Orr, and Mr. Terry Stanford over at Stanford Automotive. We certainly appreciate you guys, all that you do to make this possible. And also, don't forget the Callaway Cavalier Saturday morning quarterback show. You can get that at 8:30 a.m. Saturday morning on Eagle 102.3, 96.9, and 1240 a.m. So you can listen to this or watch this online at www.eagle1023.com. And for you LaGrange College fans, the Matt Mum Air Raid show, 7 o'clock Monday night on Eagle 102.3, 96.9, 1240 a.m. Same thing, you can listen or watch it online at www.eagle1023.com. And all games and shows can be heard online free at www.eagle1023.com. Video, all shows can be watched online free at www.eagle1023.com. To watch live games, you can purchase either a monthly subscription for $9.95 or a year-long subscription for $45. If you purchase a subscription, you can watch any game on the NFHS network. Be sure if you subscribe to do it, though, you do it through your school's page, so a portion of that money will go to that school. All right, Andrew, we're getting ready to start this thing off right here. We both want to see the starting offense come out here, make a drive, get to that running clock, get some of those starters out of there, get some of these young guys in there that, can help us down the road.
Yeah, like we talked about in the pregame, don't fall asleep. It's 34-7 right now. Big lead, but you want to come out, and I think if we can put one or two in the end zone and really salt this away, we can get that running clock going and get ready to go to Harris County next week.
And, Upson Lee, man, they've got some big kids, some gifted kids, some athletic guys, and, they're not going to give us this thing. We're going to have to come out, like you said, with the same intensity that we started with, and, we're going to have to play Callaway Cavalier football.
And I kind of think, too, Upson Lee, they saw what we were on film. They knew we liked to run the football, and we have big play guys on the outside, but I don't think they realize that, at this 2A school right here, that we may be a 2A school. We got some depth as well. We got a lot of guys that don't have to play two ways and don't have to, go the whole game on the offensive line, then play the whole game on the defensive line. We've done a good job of developing depth, and we've really utilized that against Upson Lee in this first half. And like I said, I think if we can come out, score a few touchdowns and put this away, I think we can go ahead and get ready and go get ready for Harris County.
Yeah, and also, the coaching staff, man, they do a phenomenal job. And, we always mention the big three, Woodard's, Coach Napier.
He does a great job.
Coach Wiggins and Coach Hubbard.
Yeah.
There's some good high school football coaches out there, but, man, I don't know that you can find three that good on one staff.
No, and they've been together for so long, 10-plus years together, continuity, and they've really turned this Callaway program around. Even before I started playing football, Callaway was the team everybody scheduled for homecoming. Let's be honest here. Callaway we'd have 10 people at a football game. And now look at it now. The crowd is here. The stadium is full. You got a football team that's ranked third in AA, who's well respected around the state. Coach Wiggins, he has a chance to win 100 games this year. I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think he's 8 or 9 wins away from 100 wins. So that'd be monumental if Coach Wiggins could hit that.
And we tried to put that in perspective. I think the last broadcast here for the LaGrange game, last baseball season, Coach Hubbard got his 200th victory. Yeah. And, there's a lot more baseball games throughout the year than football games. Right. So, both great accomplishments by both guys.
Yeah, great job. Coach Wiggins, he's done such a great job for Callaway. And then you have, Coach Hubbard. He, who I'm personally fond of. I played for him in baseball and football, and he's such a great motivator and such a good coach, and does a great job with that defense. Great guy to be around. And then Coach Napier. He's done a phenomenal job. Evolving his offense and really, being creative and putting pressure on the other team, and that's something that he does a good job of, is being unpredictable with his offense.
All right, we'll take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to start the second half. This is Callaway Cavalier Football on the Eagle Sports Network.
There's a secret to beating injuries or ailments. Get the right team. Emory Southern Orthopedics' well-trained, experienced doctors, nurses, and staff are that team. These teammates listen and understand your specific condition and provide high-quality hometown care that will get you back into your game. For more information about Emory Southern Orthopedics team, visit www.southernorthopedics.com. Synovus Bank is here, and here, well, it's here in LaGrange, Georgia. Here is where the food tastes better and the air breathes like home. Here is the place that gets better because every generation leaves it better than they found it. Here is where Synovus helps people turn their ideas into business realities because the bankers at Synovus understands what it means to be from here. Synovus, the bank of here, serving you locally as Commercial Bank and Trust. Banking products provided by division of Synovus Bank. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
You're listening to Eagle Sports, WLAG 96.9 FM, 1240 AM, and online at eagle1023.com. Now back to more Callaway Cavalier football.
All All right, here's the start of the second half. There's a kick down to about the 10-yard line taken by Dominique. He brings it across the middle of the field, looking for a hole, gets it.
Jeez, he's quick.
Man, he's up to about the 35, so good starting position right there for the Cavaliers.
Yeah, great field position. We haven't really got to see Dominique Copeland with the ball in his hand much this year, and, man, he is lightning fast back there from returning the kick. And I like what we've done back there with the return game.
That's a pretty good 3 right there.
Yeah, it doesn't matter which side you kick it to. Someone can hurt you bad.
All right, so Cavaliers going to get the ball 1st and 10 around the 35-yard line.
Looks like we're going back to that pro style.
Start of the third quarter here. Dillon under center takes a snap, hands it to DJ. He's met in the backfield by a host of Upson Lee Knights, led by number 32 right there, and that looks like DeMarquez Carter.
Yeah, it didn't look like we blocked that play particularly well. We had 2 Upson Lee Knights in the backfield, but almost before he got the football. So looks like Upson Lee is making a conscious effort to sell out against the run in the second half.
All right, that's going to bring up 2nd and 13 now for the Cavaliers. Like we mentioned, Andrew, we got to come out with that same intensity we had the first half.
Yeah, got to come out, maybe throw something at them they haven't seen yet in the football game, because it looks like they're selling out to stop the run right here.
All right, same I formation look. Dillon takes it, rolls to his right.
Oh, we've got a man.
Braylon Sanders. Oh, in and out of the hands. Couldn't come down with it.
Oh, man.
He had a step on that corner.
And it seems to be like Braylon's specialty. Come out second half, second or third play of the series, and get a long touchdown pass. Great effort by Braylon to try to get up and high point that football. Just couldn't bring it into couldn't catch it. I think it looked like the ground may have forced that ball out.
Yeah, I bet Braylon catches that ball 9 out of 10 times, Andrew.
Yeah. Good effort, though. Good ball by Dillon. He's throwing the ball well tonight.
All right, 3rd down and 13 now. Looks like they're going to go shotgun right here. DJ's going to be standing to the left. Twins right.
Wouldn't be shocked to see a bubble screen.
All right, there's a snap. There's a handoff to DJ across the right end.
He's got
a big
room.
hole. He gets out to about the 38, and then he's drugged back to about the 36-yard line.
It looked like he had a lot more room than that to run. Good job by Upson Lee's linebackers of closing that hole. Picked up about 7 yards, so it brings up about a 4th and 2. So not the start you wanted offensively. Negative play, incomplete pass, and then you have to settle for a run. But, hey, the way the defense has been playing, let's punt the ball. Let's let the defense get a stop, and we'll go back out.
All right, on 4th down and 8 now, ball on about the 37-yard line. Dillon takes a snap. There's a punt.
Good kick.
Line drive punt, bounces around the 30. Down
Good
to
kick.
about the 16.
I think it's going to get to the 15-yard line. Wow, great punt by Dillon.
So way to swap the field right there by Dillon. Upson Lee will take over on their own 15-yard line.
Yeah, and if I'm Callaway's defense, I'm looking to still control that line of scrimmage defensively. Defensive backs, be sure you're staying on your man. Don't let anybody get behind you, and make sure we're keeping that quarterback in the pocket, because he's really hurt us when he's got outside on us.
All right, so here comes the Upson Lee Knights on the field. Senior quarterback, Kalen Puckett, out of the shotgun. Looks like trips to the right side. There's a snap. He's going to hand it to his tailback.
My gosh.
He's got a huge hole. And here comes the Callaway safety to make the tackle.
Man, and that's not what you want to see to start the game. Start the second half is go 3 and out and then give up looks like about a 25-yard run to start the.
All right, so Upson Lee, little tempo right here. Same formation, trips to the right side.
Looks like they're a little confused by the late whistle by the official.
All right, here's a shotgun snap to Puckett. Again with a give right up the middle.
There we
gets
go.
About
That's
2
better.
or 3 yards. They're like Michael Freeman down there. Makes another tackle.
And it looks like with their formations, your outside linebackers are having to cover, the edges of the field right here in pass protection and pass coverage. So, if that running back gets behind that defensive line, there's a lot of room for him to run.
All right, ball on the 43, 2nd and 7. There's a snap, quick
Bubble
bubble
screen
screen out to the right. And here comes the
Good
Callaway
pursuit.
defense.
Good pursuit.
A lot of red jerseys flying to the football there, led by Dominique Copeland.
Yeah, and you got to corral number 11 for Upson Lee, Kenny Richardson. And we've done a good job of bottling him up tonight. He hasn't really been able to hurt us in the passing game like he has other teams this year.
All right, that brings up 3rd and 5. It's a big play right here
Big
to start
play.
the second half off.
Big play. You want to get a stop right here.
All right, out of the shotgun, fakes it, quick screen.
Oh, there we go. Good pressure.
Looks like he was looking for a little quick slant across the middle and throw
Yeah.
it kind of high again, showing that baseball arm off.
Yeah, man. And I almost feel like in that situation he's throwing the ball a little bit too hard. You know, he's just kind of rearing back and slinging it, not giving his guy a chance to run his route. So the guy hadn't really come out of his break yet. In a slant route, you know, that ball's going to get on you in a hurry, and if you don't give your guy a chance, he's not going to catch it.
All right, Braylon drops
Big
back.
stop.
Braylon's going to be standing about the 21-yard line. Puckett's going to kick it from I'd say his own 32.
Let's see if they fix that snap, because last time that he punted, it was a bad snap.
All right, there's a snap. He runs up and he kicks a line drive down the right side over here. Braylon's going to catch it around the 15-yard line, makes that first guy miss, trying to get in open space.
Goodness.
And
Great
he does.
move. Great
and
move.
He's finally out of bounds about the 34. Braylon Sanders showing you some of the reason a lot of these schools in the country are after him.
A lot of guys want him on their football team. I mean, he fielded that ball about the 15-yard line, made a couple guys miss, and was able to move the ball out to about the Callaway 35-yard line. So great return by Braylon. Let's see if the offense can come out and correct a couple of those mistakes we made on that first drive. Not big mistakes, but we just got to be able to hold that line. Is there a flag on the play?
I didn't see the flag, but they're marking it off.
I wonder if he called a fair catch.
Not back there.
Oh, my. I didn't even see him throw a flag.
That was a 15-yarder.
It might have been a block in the back. It looks like it went about 10 yards back from where he caught it.
We'll go with a block in the back, but either way, that's going to put the Cavalier offense starting off on their own 9-yard line.
Yeah.
So here's a chance right here to really establish something, Andrew, and put a good drive together.
Yeah, you're going to have to earn this one. This is going to be almost the length of the field to score a touchdown.
All right, I formation. There's a handoff to DJ up the middle. He's looking. And then he just reverses the whole field.
Oh, my gosh.
And comes around the right side, finds a big
hole. And
a shoestring tackle right there. Touchdown saving tackle by number 33 right there, Raekwon King.
And just like that, one carry by DJ, and we're right back to where we had the original line of scrimmage was before the flag.
Man, Andrew, he ran that ball 3 yards up into the line, and there was nothing there, and he just turned around and went the opposite direction.
It's 186 yards on 10 carries, Shane.
DJ doing a great job tonight. All right, here's that I formation look again. Twins left. We're going to pitch it out to DJ around the left side. He's looking for that hole.
Holding.
Yeah, he
it's
cuts
going to
it
come back.
Around. He got about 3, Andrew, but there is a penalty.
Anytime you see that line judge throw the flag, you know what it is. So we didn't really have the flag issue in the first half, but it's starting to rear its ugly head here. Chop block. I feel like that would have been called last week with all the blocks that we saw below the waist last week by Columbus, but nonetheless, looks like we made contact with a player below his waist.
All right, that's 10.
Jeez, 2 big penalties. Looks like it's a personal foul, 15-yard penalty. So, goodness
like
gracious.
27.
We returned the ball to the 30, got a flag, had a big run to the 30, and now we have another flag. So we're right back down to where we started again.
All right, here's first down and about 21 to go. Again with the I formation look.
First and a mile.
Dillon takes a snap, hands it to DJ up the middle. He bounces it outside, and he's tackled by big number 44 right there.
There's not a
sophomore defensive line, Trayvon Walker. I know he's on a number of colleges list also.
Yeah, Trayvon is a heavily recruited player from Upson Lee, plays outside linebacker and tight end. He's 6'5", 250 pounds, one of the top 10 sophomores in the state of Georgia, and he's already got an offer from Georgia and your Alabama Crimson Tide, Shane.
Well, let's hope he makes the right decision, Andrew.
Yep, we know he will.
All right. Second down and 24. There's a shotgun snap. He hands it off to Bigsby. Bigsby finds a little hole in the middle, but he only gets about
just trying
2.
Just trying to play it safe here. The damage has been done. I mean, and we kind of saw this last week with Columbus, too. We had a 21-7 lead, and we came out, and we just kind of shot ourselves in the foot for the first 2 or 3 series of that second half. So 3rd and 21. I expect Coach Napier to be conservative here, run the football, let that clock run, and set up a punt.
All right, Dylan shifting some people around. He's going to take a snap from shotgun. He's going to fake the handoff, and he's going to throw it deep down here on the left sideline.
Oh, we almost caught it.
He was looking for number 13, MJ.
Oh, my gosh, MJ
Robertson. He had a second chance to catch that ball, but he just couldn't come down with it.
And he almost caught it on the tip right there. But, young freshman, already got Clemson looking at him. His brother's a 5-star wide receiver for Cal, a freshman out there this year. So
I like the play call, Andrew.
Yeah, I do too.
If you throw an interception, it's kind of like a long punt.
Yeah.
So Dylan drops back. He'll punt on 4th and 21. There's a snap. Here's a kick. Low line drive kick.
Ooh.
Taken inside of Callaway territory. And that was number 3 right there, Michael Smith, and he gets about 8 or 9 after the catch.
You don't want to give Upson Lee life. I mean, they just low kick, good return. They're set up on our 37-yard line. They punch it in. It's still a 20-point game, but, I mean, you don't want to let Upson Lee hang around or feel like they have any shot at coming back in this game. So,
all right, 34-7 here. 1st and 10 inside of Callaway territory for Upson Lee. Time for this Cavalier defense to get that intensity back. Here's the shotgun snap, Puckett. He gives it up the middle. Another big hole. Here comes the corner. He can't make the play, and he's finally dragged down. And that looked like Courtney Williams.
And it looks like we're in a pass defense, and that's what it appeared like to me because there was nobody that stayed at home in the second level. So Upson Lee has something cooking right here. We gotta stop them right here. If they punch it in, it becomes a little less comfortable.
All right, 1st and 10 from the 21. There's a shotgun snap again to give up the middle, and he hurdles over the pile, and he gets about 5 yards, Andrew.
Yeah,
that was number 4 right there, Ty Montfort.
Yeah, good run, and it looks like Upson Lee is finding something in the middle of our defense. I mean, they've, at the end of the first half and then now to start the second half, they've really kind of gashed us in the middle.
All right, here's a shotgun snap on 2nd and 4. Hands it to the tailback.
And there's
again.
a good play for no gain.
Cavalier defense. I see Keegan Woods right there with a great play. Also in on the tackle was number 21 for the Cavaliers, Jonathan Leonard.
Yeah, leading tackler for the Callaway defense back there again. So brings up another big 3rd down play.
3rd down and 4, it looks like, Andrew.
Yeah, 3rd and 4. Lots of options for Upson Lee, and I wouldn't be shocked. Looks
like they're bringing in their big package right here.
Yeah, if I'm Upson Lee, this is 4-down territory for me. Looks like a power right. Looks like they're going to do a student body right here.
There's a shotgun snap. Give to the tailback. Michael Freeman hit
quarterback kept it.
And the quarterback kept it.
So it looks like about a 1 yard hit. It was a great fake, though.
Good job right there filling the gaps.
Yeah, great job. So no gain. Brings up 4th and 4. Decision time for Upson Lee.
Yeah, I mean,
I still
down
think
34-7.
You got to go for it here.
Another score by the Cavaliers, and it's a running clock, right?
Yep, another score by Callaway, and clock will not stop. So let's see if we can.
Here we go, guys. Big 4th
Big play right here. Let's see if Callaway can bow up.
Shotgun snap. He's going to fake. He's looking to throw. Drops back.
Good coverage.
He's going to throw it across the middle.
Good coverage. There we go.
And he just threw it a little bit too high.
Great job.
And he was looking for number 44, Trayvon Walker.
Yeah, he plays tight end. He's got the 6'5" frame. So good pass design, but great job by Callaway of not, they stayed at home. They didn't let the quarterback use his athleticism and forced him to throw the ball downfield. And fortunately for us, we were able to force a bad pass.
So again, the senior quarterback for Upson Lee showing off the arm strength, Andrew, but not showing off the accuracy right now.
Yeah, he's got a great arm, but like you said, I think he's only completed 2 of his 7 pass attempts tonight.
All right, here comes the Cavalier offense. 4:54 to go here in the 3rd quarter. Here's that I formation.
Let's see if we can get something going. We've gone backwards both drives. We need to get some positive yardage on 1st down.
Dylan takes snap, pitches it out to DJ. He's looking.
Another negative
nothing
play.
There.
Yeah, they're selling out to stop the run right now. Upson Lee's got 8 or 9 guys in the box, and they're just.
Again, that was 44, Trayvon Walker.
Yeah, great play by Trayvon, getting in the backfield on the toss sweep. So looks like we're going to have to find maybe a different way to move the football in the second half because they're selling out to stop that run.
Yeah, I've noticed they're moving Trayvon around. They're lining him up everywhere.
Yeah, he flows to the football really well, and you know, it's crazy. It's almost a night and day difference between first half and second half with how much penetration that Upson Lee's getting with the defensive front.
All right, 2nd down and 14 now. Dillon takes the snap. Fumbles
Fumble.
the football.
Let's hope we fell on that.
Gets back on it around the 12 or around the 9-yard line. Yeah. So, again, negative yardage for the Cavalier offense.
And that's what we were talking about. When you want to see a complete game, you can't have 3 consecutive drives like this coming out of halftime. You know, you're up 34-7. It's about 3:50 left in the third quarter, and we've gone backwards on all 3 drives, quite frankly. I mean, we've had, you know, bad blocking assignments. We've had penalties, and you know, we gotta find someone's got to make a play for us. We got to get the offense jump started.
All right, Dillon gets the play from Coach Napier. Callaway breaks out of the huddle. It's like Callaway's going 3 wide to the right.
Got to be careful right here in the shadow of your own goalpost.
Dillon on the shotgun drops straight back, looking to set up the screen.
And it's dropped.
And DJ can't come down with it. So another punting situation for the Cavaliers.
Yeah, and the thing is, too, is we got to be able to, at least if we can't score a touchdown, at least drive it out to the 30 or 40-yard line to flip field position, because right now Upson Lee's going to get the ball again in good field position. And we can't keep putting that kind of pressure on our defense, because our defense has bailed us out now twice this half.
All right. You think maybe on the next possession you bring Braylon in, let him run some zone read?
I mean, that's a possibility, but I think it just comes down to we just got to get back to blocking the plays well. We haven't really blocked the plays well that have been called. So
all right, fair call. The Dillon punt's fair called around the 43-yard line of Callaway. That's where Upson Lee's going to take over. 3 minutes to go here in the third quarter. This is Callaway Cavalier football on the Eagle Sports Network.
Deciding to sell or buy a home is a big step. To make sure it's a step in the right direction, choose the person best qualified to handle your real estate needs. Joel and Rob Upchurch have been breaking sales records every year since 1997. They truly are the real estate leaders in West Georgia. So take a step in the right direction. Contact Joel or Rob Upchurch at RE/MAX Results, because they are dedicated to results and converting transactions into relationships.
Now back to the field for more Callaway Cavalier football on Eagle Sports, WLAG 96.9 FM, 1240 AM, and online at eagle1023.com.
All right, on 1st and 10, Puckett handed it off to Damon Thomas up the middle, and he got about 2 yards. Callaway starting to shear things up in the middle right there, Andrew.
Yeah, it was nice to see us be able to kind of stop them for no gain right there, a minimal gain. Watch the screen pass.
There's a shotgun snap, and they throw the slant across the middle. This time he hits number 12. That's Sean Garrett. That's going to be enough for the first down.
Yeah, good pass play. They faked the flare route to the left side and was able to hit the slant route. He took a little off that ball that time, but let his receiver make a play. But once again, defense is backed up and is going to have to come up with a big play right here to keep him out of the end zone.
All right, 1st and 10 from the 30. There's a shotgun snap give straight
there
up
we
the
go.
middle. And Michael Freeman with another tackle for the Callaway Cavaliers.
Yeah, no gain right there, so puts him in the 2nd and long situation. And let's see if Upson Lee goes back to that quick passing game to try to pick up the lost yardage.
All right, going to bring up 2nd down and 10 now. Ball still on the 30-yard line.
Looks like we're still in a 4-4 defense.
Twin look for Upson Lee. There's a shotgun. Here comes the jet motion across the left.
There's
quick
that bubble screen
out to the left looking for number 12.
He's got blocking.
And he got around 2 people, and he's finally taken down by the safety.
Mm-hmm. Well-designed play. He was able to run back inside that wall of blockers and was able to pick up about 6 yards. So it brings up about 3rd and 4.
All right, here comes the Upson Lee offense to the line.
Great tackle by LaShawn Terrell.
Puckett out of shotgun.
Oh, we jumped. And see, in high school it's different, though. If you jump without contact, it's still a penalty.
Once you cross it, it's over in high school.
And that's a free first down. So,
all right, that's going to set it up 1st and 10 around the Callaway 19-yard line for the Upson Lee Knights.
Yeah, we can't be giving them freebies like that.
34-7 your score. 1:22 to go here in the third quarter.
So, new life for Upson Lee.
All right, here's that twin look, and they bring the jet across, fake the jet. Quarterback keeps it up the middle. He gets about 4 yards, Andrew.
Yeah, and I hope the officiating crew keeps an eye on that because the running back was getting a little head start there on that blocking play. Looks like he was the lead blocker anyways, but it looked like he got a nice little head start on the play.
He was tackled by the sophomore Nathan Sapp right there. All right, so here's the 2nd and 6. Just to give
Great
right
job.
up the middle.
Great job.
Nothing there this time. That interior line for the defense of the Cavaliers did a great job right there again. Michael Freeman in on the play. Number 54 in on the play also, Jamie Sellers.
And Jabril Jackson doing a good job of sealing the edge.
All right, so about 3rd down and 6 to go here.
27 seconds left in the 3rd quarter, so let's see if we can hold them.
All right, 3rd and 6 from the 15. There's a snap. Give up the middle.
There we go. There we go.
Callaway stops him after about a 1-yard gain. Again, it looked like Sellers on.
So that brings us to the 4th quarter. Looks like that'll take us to the 4th quarter, Shane.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it, guys. That's the end of the 3rd. We'll take a full break. When we come back, we'll start the 4th quarter. 34-7 your score. Cavaliers on top. Upson Lee driving to start the 4th quarter. This is Callaway Cavalier football on the Eagle Sports Network.
Have you gotten your flu shot? Now is the time. Holmes Pharmacy is the place to get your flu shot. And if you have insurance, it could be free. So don't wait. Drive right up to Holmes Pharmacy and get your flu shot today at Commerce Avenue in LaGrange or in Hamilton. And if your doctor feels you need a high-dose flu shot, Holmes Pharmacy has you covered.
Hi, I'm Perry Prather, pharmacist at Holmes Pharmacy. So drop by Commerce Avenue in LaGrange, Georgia. We have your flu shot ready. So come see me or any of my fine staff at Holmes Pharmacy today.
Hi, friends. Just like to hear with Kia of LaGrange. Our game plan is set and our 16 model Kia's got to go to make room for the 17 models that are arriving daily. This means extra savings for you for all our 16 models. Right now, you can take home a 16 Kia Optima LX for as low as $19,900. With prices like this, they won't last long. Hurry to 1217 Lafayette Parkway and let our star savings team help you get in the Kia of your dreams. Check us out online at KiaofLaGrange.com to help support your local economy.
Price plus tax, tag, and title. Stock number 19112.
The action continues now with more Callaway Cavalier football on Eagle Sports, WLAG 96.9 FM, 1240 AM, and online at eagle1023.com.
All right, Andrew, start of the 4th quarter. Cavs on top 34-7. Upson Lee's got the ball deep inside of Callaway territory down around the 12-yard line.
Yeah, driving right here. We've had 3rd quarter did not go well for Callaway. We had a lot of negative plays on offense, and defense has been put in some bad positions. So.
All right, big play here, 4th and 4. There's a shotgun snap. Puckett, he hands it off to his tailback, and somebody come up and laid a big hit. Looked like Michael Freeman.
I think he got the 1st down.
Man, he took a shot from Michael Freeman.
Flag
right
on the play. Flag on the play. Let's see if it's a hold. False start. It's a false start on Upson Lee.
Man, did you see Freeman come up and hit him?
Yeah, he crushed him. It runs in their family, man. They got some hard hitters.
Yeah, they do. They obviously. Yeah, like you said, it runs in the family. They've had some good ones come through.
Yeah. Freeman family has been very good to Callaway.
All right, so false start on the play for Upson Lee. Going to bring up 4th and 9 now. Obviously, Upson Lee's going to go for it.
Yeah, and this is a passing situation here, and I wouldn't be shocked if Upson Lee tried to maybe pull up a trick play out of the bag of tricks or something right here, but it's a definite passing situation. Looks like they're going to go to that twins look on both sides.
All right, here's a shotgun snap. There goes the jet.
Backside pressure.
Around the right and
we stayed at home. We stayed at home. Great job.
Great job.
Great
to
job.
Take down number 10 right there, Damon Thomas.
Yeah, great job. They brought a guy in motion, rolled the quarterback out to his left. Looked like they were going to run a flood pattern, and he turned around and lofted the ball to the backside, and we stayed at home and made the tackle. So 1st down, Callaway. Let's see if the defense can spark a little life into the Callaway offense.
And that's just a great job right there, Michael, reading his keys and paying attention in film room.
Yeah, defense is playing a great game tonight, and the offense was doing good in the 1st half. But let's see if we can find that spark that left us in the 2nd quarter.
All right, here comes the Cavaliers. Twins right. Again, that I formation. Dillon takes the snap, hands it DJ up the middle. He finds
There's
a
big
hole.
room. There we go.
He gets about 6 on the
There's
first
a positive play, and that's what you want to see. And you can say this for any offense. If you get positive yardage on first down, you're going to most likely have success moving the football. But if you start the drive, penalty or lost yardage, and it's just so hard to make that yardage back up and have a positive drive. So good run by DJ. Brings up about a 2nd and 5. Clock still running.
All right, about 11 minutes to go here in the ball game. Callaway looking at 2nd and 5 right here from their own 25-yard line. Again, twins right. Jabril at the fullback, DJ at the tailback. There's the give to DJ looking around the right end. And 44 gets your hands on you. You're probably not getting out of it,
He put those big paws on him, and he wasn't going anywhere. So Callaway still sticking to the run game. Still got and there's now a flag. Looks like it's going to be on Upson Lee. Looks like they're going to call a personal foul on Upson Lee.
Yeah, I believe that number 44 right there, Trayvon Walker, thought that he came up with a fumble. He had the football, and the referee went to ask for the football, and Trayvon just kind of throwed it down. So that's going to be 15 free yards there.
That'll help us, and more than anything, Shane, that swaps field position more than anything. So now we got the ball close to midfield. Even if we don't score here, we can still pin them back deep and swap field position for our defense, who did a great job in that third quarter playing in the shadow of their own goalpost the whole time. Another flag. Looks like they're going to be another personal foul on Upson Lee, losing composure. And I'm sure that coaching staff is not, Coach Parks over there is not happy with his players right now.
All right, so there's 30 yards, and we haven't run a play.
Yeah, 30 penalties will kill you, man, and that's where, as a team, a proud team like Upson Lee, you've got to keep your composure. You can't handle. You can't keep handing an explosive offense like Callaway free yardage like this. So now it's 1st and 10 on the Upson Lee 46-yard line.
All right, 34-7 your score. Callaway in the Upson Lee territory now. 1st and 10, ball on about the 46-yard line. Again, out of the I, Dillon takes the snap. Fakes the give, rolls to his right, and he's looking downfield.
He's got him in. Oh, and he dropped it.
In and out of the hands of number 18, Everett Duffy, right there.
Yeah.
With a Upson Lee defender on his back.
And you'd like to see him hold on to that football. It was a good play design, tied in, kind of dragging along the sticks for that first down, and just wasn't able to hold on to the football.
A lot of backside pressure right there from the Upson Lee defensive line.
Hats off to Dillon, able to keep that play alive, because I thought they were going to get him in the backfield. They brought an all-out blitz on that play.
All right, well, that stopped the clock. 10:29 to go here in the ball game. Cavs still on top, 34-7.
We need a positive play. We need a big play to happen for us. Looks like we got MJ Robertson in the game at wide receiver.
All right, 2nd down and 10. Again, out of the I. There's a handoff to DJ up the middle. He cuts back to the right.
Nothing.
Gets about 2 on the play, and that was actually Bigsby. Cartavius right there. He got about 2 yards.
Looks like MJ has a slight limp. I don't know if maybe he tweaked his ankle or something, but Braylon's coming back into the game, so wide receiver will be in good hands.
All right, 3rd down and 9 now with about 10 minutes to go in the game. Coach Napier giving his play call there to Dillon. Dillon runs back to the Cavalier huddle. Ball resting on about the 45-yard line.
Yeah. We're going forward on this drive, but we had a lot of help from Upson Lee, so let's see if we can get a big play.
All right,
5 seconds on the play clock.
There's a snap. Hand it to the big fullback. He rumbles forward.
There we go.
That's about 4 or 5 tough yards right there. Good job by Jabril.
Yeah, he's close. He's bring up about 4th and 3, so I wonder if we'll try to go for it here. No. And that's a good decision by Coach Wiggins, going to punt the football and pin them deep. So, and our defense, the way they played in the third quarter, they deserved to start off with some favorable field position.
All right, on 4th and 2, Callaway elects to punt right here. Dillon going to punt it from around his own 44-yard line. There's a punt. He's looking for the corner. Nice high spiral And that is a great punt, and it
goes
just bounces into the end zone. So he was going for the corner, and he got it over there close, but it just didn't bounce the right way.
Yeah, great kick. Unfortunately, only nets you 20 yards or 25 yards because he comes back out to the 20. So, and another thing, too, I don't know if you've noticed this, Shane, the whole night, the way Upson Lee's played their punts, if Dylan was to just take off to the left side, he could run for 30 yards. And I say that because I've seen Quan Bray do it so many different times when he used to punt for us. So, Dylan obviously doesn't have the top-end speed that Quan did, but he's still a good athlete in his own right.
Right. And that
just something to think about.
Yeah, that's probably something Coach Williams probably won't save on down the road. 34-7 you score here. Upson Lee takes over 1st and 10 around the 19 on the 20-yard line. Trips right. Shotgun snap, gives it to
There we go.
And there's that man, Michael Freeman, again in the backfield, causing a negative play.
Yeah, negative play, and that's good because Upson Lee the past few drives has been able to get a big gain on 1st down and flip field position. So good play by Michael Freeman, get a tackle in the backfield, and see if we can get it force a 3 and out on this series, get the ball back to the offense. I want to see the offense finish the game.
Yeah, they do. They need to. 2nd down, 12 now, ball on the 18-yard line. Trips left this time. There's a shotgun snap.
Pass.
Fake.
He's got a guy wide open, and he drops it.
In and out of the hands. He was wide open, Andrew. That was Kenny Richardson.
And he had room to run, too. And that's, like I said, you don't want to see him with the football. And I think he saw, a similar thing happened to DQ earlier. He had a lot of real estate in front of him and just took his eyes off the football. It sounds so easy for us to say.
Yeah, that one was
but it's so
not
hard.
nearly as bad as DQ's.
No.
We're going to have to rag him about that one. All right, 3rd down and 12 now, ball on the 18-yard line. Twin look. Puckett's just going to drop
Looks like
straight
we got some
back.
good pressure.
And he's going to launch it down the field.
Yep, and good coverage downfield by secondary. Incomplete, brings up a 4th and 12. And obviously Upson Lee's going to punt.
He throwed that ball about 50 yards.
Yeah,
Andrew.
he threw it a long way. I mean, he's got a good cannon, but credit to our defensive ends for able to get good pressure right there. I think it was LaShawn Terrell with the backside pressure.
All right, so a punting situation here with about 8 minutes to go in the game. 34-7 your score.
And it's crazy for me to say, Braylon Sanders has had a quiet night, even with a nice touchdown catch. That's just the kind of player he is. And see if they'll actually try to kick it to him. I doubt they will. But
Puckett standing on his 5.
We might have a chance here.
That's a line drive right there to Braylon. He takes it at the 50, cuts it across to the 45 and slipped down. He's going to be down around the 42, but, good field position for the offense.
Yeah, great field position. Let's see if we can put the drive together. Let's see if we can get some 1st downs, get some confidence, and we got a flag.
All right, looks like
the way this game's going, I would probably going to be blocking the back on this. Another personal foul. A personal foul on Callaway. And there's some confusion with the official. I didn't see where there was an opportunity for there to be a personal foul.
All right, so they're going to mark that off against the Cavaliers.
Okay. I didn't see anything, Shane. Did you?
I did not.
I wonder if the coaches said something.
Either way, they're going to mark the ball at the 42-yard line of Callaway, and it looks like Dylan is done for the night at quarterback.
Bring in
with
Kendrick Ramsey.
7:58 to go here in the game. They're going to go with Kendrick here.
Yeah.
1st and 10, ball on the 42.
Yeah, and he's done a good job in his time at quarterback for us this season. So he's a really good athlete.
Here's that eye look. He's going to hand it off to his tailback, and that's Telvin.
Jeez, good run.
He gets about 9 yards.
Best run of the second half tonight.
That's T-Ly Fannin right there.
Yeah, and that's that depth at tailback right there. It seems like every time these youngsters get in, they hit that hole hard.
Yeah, T-Ly runs it hard. There ain't no doubt.
So I look for us to just kind of saw. This game's it's 34-7, 7 minutes to go. It's game's not really in doubt at this point. So let the youngsters get an opportunity to play and maybe finish this drive with a touchdown.
All right, Cavs break the huddle with about 7:20 to go in the game. Again, that I formation look. And one thing I've noticed tonight is Callaway didn't throw a lot of different formations out there, Andrew.
No, we just did what we do, and that's, run the football, power football, run, fullback lead, fullback dive, little veer look, and then I feel like we have passed the ball a lot more than we normally do tonight. But that's good to see. It's good for other teams to see that, hey, we got that option to pass the football, especially when you got talented guys like Braylon and DQ.
All right, that was T-Lie on the give up the middle for no gain right there. Going to bring up 3rd down and 1. We really need to pick this up right here, Andrew, and go ahead and put this thing away.
We need to give the defense a rest. I mean, they've been out there the whole second half, and offense has really just not been able to put together any kind of drive. So I wouldn't even be shocked if this was a 4-down territory here.
All right, Kedrick comes to the line, snaps it with 5 seconds to go.
I think we got
There's
it.
Toss out to Bixby.
Big play.
Big
hole. Play.
Down to about the 30-yard line, 29. And he looked like he put a stiff arm on somebody right there at the end.
He would not go down right there. And that's what I'm talking about, a big play. That's what the offense needs. So great to see Callaway's offense and the young guys coming out and kind of showing them how it's done right here.
Great run right there by Cartavius. And, again, Callaway showing the depth at the tailback position.
Oh, yeah. Great run right there. Physical run, too.
1st and 10 now around the 29-yard line. A lot of younger guys in there now, Andrew. I see number 32's in there. Nathan Sapp. Looks like he's lined up at the tight end.
And M.J. Robertson back in the game at wide receiver.
Number 52, Dominique Carter's in there. Kedrick's going to let that play clock run down to about 5 seconds.
Start.
He's going to pick it up.
Yeah, and that's something, that's a teaching moment right there. You bring a guy in motion, you got to make sure he's set before you snap that football.
He was
he wasn't
taken
even
down after about a 1-yard loss right there. But like Andrew said, a false start on the play.
Yeah, when you got that guy in motion, you gotta let him get set and then snap the football. And that's just a learning moment. That's probably what him and Coach Napier are talking about right now.
So 5:44 to go here in the game. Callaway with a false start on 1st and 10. Going to bring up 1st down and 15 now. Ramsey gets the play call from Coach Napier, runs to the huddle. Cavaliers break the huddle with about 17 seconds on the play clock.
Yeah. About 5.5 minutes left in the 4th quarter.
And you see Kedrick looking straight at that play clock, waiting on that thing to get down around 5 seconds.
Yeah. That's what Coach Napier is saying, is wait till 5 seconds.
He's going to have to hurry.
He's got to burn a timeout.
Coach Wiggins got the timeout.
Yep.
First time out of the half for Callaway. 34-7, Cavs on top. 5:19 to go here in the game. We'll take a timeout with them. This is Callaway Cavalier football on the Eagle Sports Network.
They're located on Youngs Mill Road in LaGrange, and it's the only name you need to remember for car care. Stanford Automotive.
Hi, friends. Just like to hear with Kia of LaGrange. Our game plan is set, and our 16 model Kia's got to go to make room for the 17 models that are arriving daily. This means extra savings for you for all our 16 models. Right now, you can take home a 16 Kia Optima LX for as low as $19,900. With prices like this, they won't last long. Hurry to 1217 Lafayette Parkway and let our Star Savings team help you get in the Kia of your dreams. Check us out online at KiaLaGrange.com. Help support your local economy.
Price plus tax, tag, and title. Stock number 19112.
You're listening to Eagle Sports, WLAG 96.9 FM, 1240 AM, and online at eagle1023.com. Now back to the field for more Callaway Cavalier football.
Number 14, Cartavius Bigsby hit at the line of scrimmage.
That was number 14, Cartavius Bigsby, on the give up the middle right there, and he was met by big number 44, and Cartavius took the bad end of that deal there.
Yeah,
and I think there was a flag also, Andrew.
I don't know how there could be. I mean, he was. I don't know what the flag's for. I don't even see.
All right. So that was 1st and 17.
Personal foul.
All right, they're going to back them up 10 more. That's 1st and 27 now.
Man.
For the Cavs.
If there's personal fouls going on, I mean, and this is for Upson Lee too, I just haven't seen an opportunity for there to be one. It must be something they're saying. I don't know.
All right, Kedrick watching that play clock. Gets under center, takes a snap. Looks like he was trying to run a little zone read, but he gets about 4.
So it's going to bring up about a 2nd and 24, I think. He picked up about 3 yards.
34-7, Cavs on top. 4 minutes. This has been the longest 5.5 minutes ever, Andrew.
Yeah, it's been a long, and this is something too. Coach Wiggins can go back and talk about too. You know, we started the game off on fire. I mean, we look like the number 3 team in AA, and then in the second half we've come out and just really have just been lackadaisical and we just haven't executed. You know, we just haven't even executed the plays that are called. So. That's a teaching moment for the coaching staff.
All right, 2nd down and 24 now. Ball on the 44-yard line.
Let him get set.
Upson Lee. All right, there's a snap.
Yep,
pitch.
He didn't let him get set.
Out to T-Lie. T-Lie makes a Nintendo move spin right there and picks up about 6 more yards. But
we got a false start.
Like you said, he's bringing that guy in motion across the line and before he can get down and get set, we're snapping the ball. And, you know, that's something they'll learn.
Yeah. You gotta work on that. And, see, that's not an illegal shift. That's just a false start. Officials called that incorrectly. But he didn't allow him to get set, which is a false start. And that's something that, you know, Coach Napier is going to go back on film and see that, you know, hey, man, when we got a guy in motion, looking down. Look down the line, make sure everyone's set before we snap that football.
All right, about 14 seconds to go on the play clock, 3:30 on the game clock. Kedrick watching that thing tick down to about 5 seconds, gets under center, takes a snap, pitches it out. That's number 26 right there.
T-Lie really is. That's a horse collar.
That's Gabriel Moultrie, number 26 right there.
No call on the horse collar.
And he gets out around the left end. Good for, I don't know, about 4 yards.
And T-Lie, we'll say this again, man, that guy can fly. He really runs hard.
So here's 3rd down and about 29, Andrew. 3 minutes to go in the game.
Yeah, looking
Callaway
to probably
breaks
just
to the line,
run the football and hope for the best. So, you know, let that. It looks like there's a clock. The play clock's not on.
I'm not sure. Yeah, there it goes.
So, good job by Kendrick right here, letting the clock bleed a little bit. They'll probably snap this one with about 2:25 left in the 4th quarter.
All right, there's a snap. Tailback give right up the middle, and they push the pile forward to about the 45-yard line of Upson Lee, and that's going to bring up 4th down and about 24 yards.
And a timeout on the field. Looks like Upson Lee is going to take a timeout.
All right, Upson Lee took a timeout. We'll take a timeout with him. Cavs on top 34-7, 2:17 to go in the game. This is Callaway Cavalier football on the Eagle Sports Network.
There's a secret to beating injuries or ailments. Get the right team. Emory Southern Orthopedics, well-trained, experienced doctors, nurses, and staff are that team. These teammates listen and understand your specific condition and provide high-quality hometown care that will get you back into your game. For more information about Emory Southern Orthopedics team, visit www.southernorthopedics.com.
You're listening to Eagle Sports, WLAG 96.9 FM, 1240 AM, and online at eagle1023.com. The action continues now with more Callaway Cavalier football.
All right, 4th and 25. They bring Dillon back out to punt. Ball's on about the 45-yard line of Upson Lee. Dillon's going to kick it from about his own 40. There's a snap. There's a kick. Nice high kick. It's going to come down.
Good bounce.
The 20, bounce down to about the 14-yard line. And that's where Upson Lee will take over with about 2:03 to go here in the game.
Yeah, great punt there by Dillon. Good hang time, too. So let's see if about 2 minutes left in the game. Let's see if the defense can rise up right here. Shut them down, keep them out of the end zone. Let's go get ready for Harris County.
All right, here comes Upson Lee. Looks like Puckett's going to come back out. Kalen Puckett, the senior quarterback for Upson Lee, has the touchdown record for Upson Lee High School. Here's a shotgun snap with the trips right look. He's going to give it to his tailback, number 4.
Good job at defense.
And he gets forward for about 6 yards. That's Ty Montfort.
Yeah, great pursuit by the defense right there. About a 5-yard game, but it's good to see the youngsters out there flying to the football.
Yeah, I see number 45 out there for Callaway. Looks like Aaron Podshart's out there. A lot of different young guys. There's a shotgun snap. They're going to hand it off to Ty again, and he's tackled by number 20 right there.
Yeah, and that's another thing, too. It looks like Coach Wiggins has conceded the game by pulling the starters, but it looks like Upson Lee's not ready to do the same. So they'll leave their starting offense in against the
and this is
JV.
Big time for the younger guys
right
here.
Big experience.
To get to face this right here. Here's that twin look again out of shotgun. And it looks like they went to a different quarterback now. And I think that's going to be number 18 for them, Cameron Traylor. And he's going to hand off on that jet sweep.
Good tackle. Good tackle.
What a play right there by T-Ly. Again, younger guys stepping up, making plays.
Man, he really flew that football, man. Great tackle. He did it all by himself out there with the tailback. So great job.
So a minute to go in the game.
Bring up second
down. About 9 to go. Ball on the 25-yard line. There's the shotgun snap right there to Traylor. And he hands it off to his tailback, Ty. He gets about, 8 yards. He's about a yard and a half short right here, the first down.
Yeah, about 40 seconds left in this football game. So enough time to run maybe 1, maybe 2 plays left for Upson Lee.
Tons of kids rotating in for the Cavaliers. Here's a shotgun snap on 3rd and 1. They hand it to his tailback. He gets through a big hole right there.
Oh, big hit. Who was that?
T-Ly again.
T-Ly Fanning. Jeez.
Boy, T-Ly has taken advantage of his time, I'll tell you that.
Man, he is killing people out there.
And that's their starting tailback. That's Ty Montfort. He's not out there hitting another sophomore,
No, he's not. And like you said, it's valuable experience just building that depth.
All right, 20 seconds to go. First down and 10. Trips right. Hand off to the tailback again. Ty, and he rumbles forward for about 5, maybe 6. 12, 11, 10. I don't think they'll get another play off, Andrew.
No, I think that'll do it. Looks like, that's it. They're getting ready to go shake hands. So it looks like Callaway's going to walk away. Another victory, Shane.
4-0 for the Cavaliers. Your finals 34-7. We'll take a full break. We'll come back. We'll try to wrap things up. We'll talk about what we saw. Talk about who we got next week. Cavs on top, 34-7. This is Callaway Cavalier football on the Eagle Sports Network.
Introducing the most valuable provider, your nationally ranked WellStar West Georgia Medical Center. Ranked a top 100 large community hospital by Truven Health Analytics. Named a top 100 great community hospital by Becker's Hospital Review. Rated top 100 in medical excellence and patient safety by CareChecks. WellStar West Georgia Medical Center. Award-winning healthcare right here in LaGrange. To learn more, visit wellstar.org/WGMC. We believe in life well lived.
Deciding to sell or buy a home is a big step. To make sure it's the step in the right direction, choose the person best qualified to handle your real estate needs. Joel and Rob Upchurch have been breaking sales records every year since 1997. They truly are the real estate leaders in West Georgia. So take a step in the right direction. Contact Joel or Rob Upchurch at RE/MAX Results because they are dedicated to results and converting transactions into relationships. Have you gotten your flu shot? Now is the time. Holmes Pharmacy is the place to get your flu shot. And if you have insurance, it could be free. So don't wait. Drive right up to Holmes Pharmacy and get your flu shot today at Commerce Avenue in LaGrange or in Hamilton. And if your doctor feels you need a high-dose flu shot, Holmes Pharmacy has you covered.
Hi, I'm Perry Prather, pharmacist at Holmes Pharmacy. So drop by Commerce Avenue in LaGrange, Georgia. We have your flu shot ready. So come see me or any of my fine staff at Holmes Pharmacy today.
Now back to more Callaway Cavalier football on Eagle Sports, WLAG 96.9 FM, 1240 AM, and online at eagle1023.com.
All right, guys, back here live to wrap things up. Final score 34-7. Cavaliers beat the Upson Lee Knights. Andrew, we come out in the first half, man, on fire. Everything was clicking, offense, defense. We mentioned earlier in the program about trying to get that complete game. This was not it. You came out the first half. You had a great first half, and it was enough. It was enough to take care of Upson Lee in the second half. But we know on down the road that's not going to cut it. And I think Coach Wiggins is probably the first person to tell you that he'll be able to teach and learn more from them coming out and doing this in the second half than if they would have just come out and continued doing the same thing in the first half.
Yeah, lots of teaching moments in this game. Obviously we came out on fire, like you said, dominating every aspect of the football game in the first half. And, second half we came out. The defense was the story of the second half. Defense was really put in some bad situations, and offense had some learning moments when we had some bad execution. Couldn't really maintain some blocks and the momentum we had in that running game in the first half. But overall, it was a solid win against a very good team in Upson Lee, a very tradition-rich and proud program, and a huge win for Callaway tonight to move to 4-0. And now we get to go back on the road to Harris County next week.
Yeah, you mentioned Harris County. Their final is over tonight. They beat Perry 35-17. So they moved to 2-1, and I mean they're a bigger school than Callaway.
Yep.
Again, Coach Wiggins stepping out, playing those bigger teams.
Yep.
And that's kind of been his MO since he got to Callaway. He wants to play those bigger teams early on, get ready for the region, get ready for playoffs. It's going to be tough. They'll have a ton of kids, and they'll be coached well. They always are. And, they're not that far away from us. So
no, they're right down in Hamilton, so a little drive down Highway 27. And Harris County, they're a tradition-rich and proud program themselves. And we've played them a few times and had some success against them. And, I look for a big-time atmosphere next Friday night. So it's a shame I won't get to see that with you, Shane.
I just can't imagine Aruba. I can't believe you pick Aruba over Callaway at Harris County on a Friday night.
It was a tough decision, man. Tough.
I know you'll enjoy that, man, and I wish you the best of luck there, and hope you send me some nice pictures of that pretty place over there.
Yeah, I may call into the show from Aruba, let y'all know the weather down there, and let y'all get back to it. But
all right, maybe it won't rain the whole time. But this is great, man, to see. We're watching, the game's over, and all the parents and family and friends are on the field. All the Cavalier players are out there. And, like you mentioned when you first started, it wasn't like this at Callaway.
No. We would maybe have what's remaining in the stands right now as an actual crowd at a football game. And look how far we've come. It's great to be a Cavalier. 34-7 victory over Upson Lee on homecoming. And a chance to move to keep that undefeated streak going. So let's see if we can carry that momentum to next week.
Oh, I also wanted to mention I've got Michael Freeman down for 9 solo tackles.
Whew.
And, man, he just continues to do what he does.
Yeah, he's been a force. Him and Keegan Woods, at the line of scrimmage, LaShawn Terrell from his defensive end position have just really anchored this defense. And, another great performance out of Coach Hubbard's defense. And like we talked about pregame, we kind of ended where our average was. We averaged about 36 a game. We got 34. We give up 14. We give up 7 tonight. So in essence, we did a little bit better than get our average on defense. And overall, good performance by Callaway, but lots of things we can improve on going into next week.
All right, so Cavs go to 4-0. We'll see you guys, talk to you guys Friday night over at Harris County at 7:30. We'll be on Eagle 102.3. Friday night we'll go live at 7 to we'll talk a little bit about this game. We'll talk a little bit about what Harris County brings, and then we'll finish up talking about the Cavs. I'm Shane Andrews for Andrew Caraway. Cavs on top, 34-7. See you guys next week. This is Callaway Cavalier Football on the Eagle Sports Network.
Hey, man, my car just broke down. I need to call a towing.
Oh, call